the tape. We do a little bit different around here.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face. Shut up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape. Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
The tape.
UGA game day, boy, we ball out. Pull up, put the whole conference in the doghouse. Leave them 6 feet, see me on the win streak. All-star status, go coach and the bench deep. Offense on 10, how we run it? Your best ain't nothing, we gon' send them boys punting. Black and red, got them dead on arrival. Defense hunker down for the tie. Hey, you don't want it with the dogs. Found guy on it, you don't want it with my dog. Break it down, play by play, that's the day-to-day. They know we ain't come to play, boy, it's UGA. Kirby smart, I cannot play the fool. Back to back, we did not come to lose. Back to back, like we got something to prove. Pay your dues, dog nation on the move. What's up?
We do a little bit different around here.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
The tape. The tape.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Shut up. Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face. Shut up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The
Shut
tape.
up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
Shut up. The tape.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to MBR, or as we like to call it around here, Nothing But Rants, the show where I find topics that I'm oddly passionate about and I pontificate upon them. These are not hot takes, but rather takes that I'm hot about. What's up? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Tuesday evening. Now, listen here. Normally, we have a Tuesday show. We have Wednesday uploads. We got Thursday uploads. We got a Thursday live show normally during the off season. This week, no Thursday show, which means today, Tuesday's show, last show, best show here on a live stream Tuesday. I don't take a lot of vacations. It's what happens when you really, really love your job, when you do what you do. Huh?
Me neither.
Yeah, and you neither, Vacation Kirby. We'll take a lot of vacations around here because we love what we do. But starting Thursday afternoon, yours truly and my family will be in a remote location, not to be disclosed.
Okay.
Not far. We don't travel very far with the kiddos, but we will be off the reserve, if you will. So I didn't feel like leaving the basement unlocked the entire weekend. Yeah, so no show Thursday. I trust you guys with everything. I don't trust everybody else with everything, though.
Sure, that's understandable.
I figure y'all ain't going to babysit the house while I'm gone.
Yeah. No, and you didn't want to advertise that the basement will be unlocked.
That too. Didn't want that out there. So we do have a final show here on a Tuesday, but if it's our last show of the week, that means it's extremely packed. I mean, an absolutely loaded Tuesday show, extra loaded Tuesday show, last show, best show. We got Kirby's top 5 here on a Tuesday night. Excited for that. We got Spurrier quotes. Anytime Spurrier quotes hit the timeline, they're fun. Excited to talk about those tonight. As you can see by the title of tonight's show, we've got freshmen that we know are going to impact the 2026 college football season next year. We'll talk about those guys tonight. And the off-season edition segment continues tonight as we will talk about the Auburn Tigers. How about that? That way, the next time I'm on the next round, Auburn fans don't tell them that they're Bama-biased homers because they only ask me about Alabama football. So we'll have opportunities to talk to those fine folks about the Tigers tonight and whenever we're on the next round the next time. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button, firing off in the chat. That's how we get put in front of new sickos. We told you we're on the search for the sickos this offseason. Got to find them. All right, we're at 93.8 thousand subscribers. Already uploaded twice today. So not very many people got the notification that we are live right now. So we are putting it in the hands of the audience listening to these words right now in live form and fashion. I need you to fire off in that chat. I need you to hit that thumbs up button, and I need you to tell your friends. Let's get after it, boys. Let's start with the news. Breaking news. Absolutely just sport rendering, changing news. You ready?
Let's hear it.
North Dakota State now in the Mountain West.
Ooh.
Active August 31st. Boom. Week 0, North Dakota State, Mountain West affiliate.
Damn. RIP, the sneaky D2 team that you don't want to play anymore.
D1 mid-major, not even D2.
Whoa.
Don't you dare take shots at the FCS, okay? My God, son. Disrespect. North Dakota State coming up to the Mountain West, and here's why. Because the Mountain West is getting pillaged by the WAC-12. Don't know if you know this, but Boise State no longer a shoo-in for the Mountain West Championship because they're trying to get their way into the Pac-12.
Yeah,
What is the new Pac-12?
And now they become eligible to be a college football playoff team as well.
The history books won't tell you, boys, but do you know why the Pac-12 will actually survive?
Why is that?
Oregon State baseball.
Yeah. They are pretty good at that.
In all seriousness, Oregon State baseball may have saved the Pac-12.
It really is all of it.
That's
Really,
it.
Yeah, that's really it.
That is the only reason the Pac-12 survived.
Man.
Because Oregon State has a unit of a baseball program.
Shout out Travis Bazano.
He must be a brave.
Bonanza,
He
I think it
must be a brave.
No.
Huh?
He was one of the top prospects coming out of college, played catcher. Can't exactly remember which team he's on.
No
right now.
need. Honestly, no need. But yeah.
For my own interest.
Shout out to North Dakota State coming up Mountain West.
You know what would be really funny, though, is if we do get to this point of injunction in the college football playoff to where the NCAA or the powers that be go, you know what? We got to stop with all these G5 auto bids. We're getting away with that. And then just North Dakota State gets left stranded once again.
My apologies. Second baseman with the Cleveland Guardians.
Buddy, honestly, I think there's maybe 3 people that cared.
And I'm glad that those 3 people care enough to listen.
Do you hear that, Jay? Well, no one
Attaboy.
cares.
I haven't got baseball takes on the whiteboard today. You can't tell me anything right now. Pitchers and catchers reported today.
P's
all
and
right?
C's?
Yeah.
Woo!
You were talking about, well, I don't want to ruin anything in the future, but, you know,
Oh,
we were
buddy.
reminiscing about some baseball
Oh, buddy,
earlier.
we got some baseball talk coming tonight. But yeah, sweet, North Dakota State. I don't think the Mountain West is done in their acquisition period. I think they're going after some more heavy hitters. Watch out. But really, we put the North Dakota news on there. Should we crap on it? Was it the South Dakota coach that retired? Whose buddy that retired and then is now the defensive coordinator at Illinois?
Yeah, I believe it was
Montana
South Dakota's.
State?
Or, yeah, maybe it was Montana
Montana State, Mr. Holier than thou, so sick and tired of the way the college football world is now.
Bobby Hawk.
Yeah, Mr. Bobby Hawk. We didn't have time to talk about this the other day, but Bobby Hawk, holier than thou. I just hate the world of college football now. You know, when I got into it, it was all about coaching. I'm just so sick and tired. NIL, my roster getting pillaged. You know what? I'm retiring from my head coaching title. A week later, I'm going to be that Illinois defensive coordinator. Y'all got that money for me?
Sure do.
Interesting. Must not hate the world of college football all that much.
Here's a weird question that I have. We have all the time see examples of players that are on high-profile teams go to, for lack of a better term, lesser-than teams because they get more money. Why do we not see that in conference acquisition? Like, why has the ACC not called up a mid-tier SEC school and said, hey, we'll give you gobs of money to come join our conference?
Well, they don't have it.
Yeah.
That, yes.
Well, and, I mean, their last couple of conference additions said, y'all don't have money? It's okay. We don't need it. Like SMU. SMU was like, hey, we just need to get into this Power 4. So you can keep your television money for the first 5 years we're there.
Yep.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have been in an acquisition mode, I don't
That's
believe.
fair.
So, yeah, I mean,
Just a thought I had off
it's
the
a
top of
decent
the
thought. No, it's different. It's really What are you giggling about? It's really in there, the notes, in the show notes, this North Dakota State news, to talk about Kirk Herbstreit.
Yeah.
Will you guys give me the actual quotes from Kirk Herbstreit? Because I'll tell you what I think he wanted to say but can't say.
I can give it to you in 10 seconds. He said, I think the Power Four needs to break away, create their own world, create their own governing body, allow the group of four. Oh, my God. Hang on.
Got to pay the bills.
Allow the group of four to create their own world. Allow them to have their own playoff, much like the FCS Division II and Division III do. Just create a few level, that's a mistype, which would be the Power Four. Let's create a new governing body. Let's put a commissioner if we need to unionize the players to allow them to create a CBA to avoid the antitrust laws, make the rules, come to an agreement like the NFL does for both sides. So basically the quote is him saying, I think that the group of five should go off and do their own thing and be their own separate entity.
So here's what Kirk Herbstreit wanted to say, I think. Hey, instead of saying we shouldn't have these mid-major teams competing in the college football playoff, can y'all go do your own thing so we don't have to say you're not allowed to be in here and then get sued? That's the only reason they allow them, by the way. The only reason we have this written in, hey, highest-ranked group of five, hey, highest-ranked mid-major, hey, got to include these guys, is so they don't get sued by these schools. And if we actually separate them, if we say the mid-majors and the actual Power Four are legally separate or actual separate leagues, then we don't have to worry about lawsuits when we tell you you're not good enough or you're not a different brand of football. But we all know they are. We all know they are. That being said, I do think there is a world of college football where one of these teams is good enough maybe one day down the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was kind of –
again, so not to cut you off,
good.
We are all old enough to remember Cincy. We're all old enough to remember Boise State. Hell, it wasn't that long ago. I just don't think we need to be in this situation where, yeah, the 23rd ranked team that we all say is the 23rd ranked team, we have to rank them 12th or else they're going to sue us. We don't need that.
Yeah, and I think that there's got to be somewhere in the middle. I don't think you need to necessarily separate the group of five completely because there are examples of teams every so often that we do think would at least make a viable run in the national championships, especially in the 12-team college football playoff. I mean, 2017 UCF is the prime example of it. That was an undefeated team that went all the way through and beat an Auburn team that was banged up at the end of the year but was really good. So, teams like that. But the idea that every single year there is one group of five team or multiple that's worthy of competing for a national title, I think is a little insane.
Here's an idea.
Oh.
We're talking about how it's not fair that maybe conference members or conference champions have to play an extra game while other teams have to sit back on their hands, not play a game. Now, this doesn't solve it for every team, but here's a way of maybe creating some equality and also giving another data point for some of these teams. What if during conference championship weekend you take the fringe playoff team, maybe the team that's on the outside looking in, like the 13th ranked team or whoever it is, or the 12th ranked team, and then you take the highest-ranked G5 team, and they play a playing game.
Why would the 12th-ranked team agree to that?
It's another data point. You're on the outside looking in. You want to earn
12.
yourself way in.
You're 12.
I said on the outside looking in, though.
I know, but who would you knock out? Why? You see what I'm saying? If you take 13, the fringe team, and you take 23, the G5 team, and you make them play, are you going to knock 12 out?
Well, how does
the play-in work is what I'm saying.
I literally thought of this just now. I don't have all of the thing. Everything
it hadn't been flushed out in the head?
No, I literally just thought of it.
I know.
Because it would be, for me, the whole premise of it would be, you're giving inclusion to the G5, and, in these scenarios, too. If they straight up earn their right into the playoff field, then whatever. But in this scenario, it would be a way of, hey, you're not good enough to be in the top 12, but we'll give you an opportunity to legitimately earn your way into this playoff field to where at that point it's not just, hey, we said you had to be here, so you're here.
I think the inclusion of the G5 should come when a team at the end of the season is ranked inside the top 12.
Correct.
I.e.
That's it.
I.e. UCF, Boise State a few years ago, Cincinnati was this. They did this 2 years in a row in 2020 and 2021.
I wouldn't mind completely separating them and doing some type of regulation like European soccer does. I think that would be kind of cool.
Like relegating it?
Relegating?
Yeah.
Regulating? Relegating? Something like that would be really, really cool. Where if, just name a team that's been putrid in Power 4 football. If you're, Purdue for 7 straight years and JMU is JMU for 7 straight years.
Right.
Maybe we should trade you two. Mm-hmm. I think that would be kind of cool. It would be a new layer to college football that would, it would be intense.
Yeah, it would
sure.
definitely. I think
That
the
bottom
problem
half.
that comes with that, though, is like you are then tied to conferences, which is also tied to other sports. Like Purdue's got a good basketball team. Purdue, so
Yeah, at that point,
It's
you're
totally
just
different.
separating football from everything.
But haven't we?
Yes and no.
Financially, football and basketball are separated from everything else that we do.
Right, but
it's more separate than it's ever been. But at the same point, like you can't detach the football team from the conference and vice versa.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
unless you're Notre Dame.
Well, yeah. Then there's no conference. And it doesn't matter.
Speaking of the news, the Spurrier quotes. My man is just laughing at Dabo Swinney. Does Spurrier have a podcast? I'm constantly seeing Spurrier with one of those Florida content creators down there in a restaurant doing clips.
I feel like
with the podcast headset on, do a radio.
It comes this time more than ever. 4 to 5 times in offseason, we get a Steve Spurrier just slam dunking.
Spurrier says,
yeah,
dunk on.
exactly.
Yeah.
Just do, and this was the first one of the season, so I have the quote here for those who aren't familiar with it. So obviously Dabo Swinney has been going through a lot right now with the Luke Farrelly and the tampering and the transfer portal and the poaching and all of this that's going on. So Steve Spurrier was asked about it, being a coach, that coached against him in the rivalry, the Palmetto Bowl, and gave this quote. I thought by now someone would have told Dabo, there ain't no rules anymore. There ain't no rules. I hear people talk all the time about it now. They're still on the books back there. I guess you can't transfer after this date on that date. Gosh, basketball, they got pros coming back and play college there. Just a classic Steve Spurrier quote that,
Well, and again, like
Free my boy Bediako, by the way.
No.
huh?
Just kidding.
No.
A contrarian take there, maybe. It seems to work for some people.
Definitely a contrarian take.
Yeah, my boy. You played NBA hoops. It's time to go.
Yeah.
We signed a contract. We're done.
And again, like I know that we've hashed all of the Dabo Swinney stuff out and the Luke Farrelly stuff out, and how our kind of premise on the situation was Dabo Swinney is very aware that there are no rules, but he's also hell-bent on playing by the rules that nobody else is being held accountable to. So I think Dabo Swinney is very informed about how there are no rules, but he was more so saying, hey, there are rules. We just don't enforce them. How about we enforce these rules?
I think Dabo and a handful of coaches like Dabo are almost enforcing rules on themselves in hopes that other people will as well.
Yeah.
Because I think Dabo, and you could say whether it's because they're at a disadvantage and other people are doing this better than they are or whatever have you, but I think Dabo is hopeful that and knows that for the long term of college sports, we better get this thing under wraps somehow, some way.
I think it's also Dabo Swinney is very stubborn and very prideful.
Correct.
Because there was never a rule that you couldn't get players out of the transfer portal, and he was adamant against doing so for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that they also probably stems from the fact of I'm not bending the knee, even though it's horrendously leaving me behind.
I also think there's extra sensitivity because this is the first time he really tried to dip his toe in the water.
That's what I was about to say.
And we get bitten by a shark.
It almost validates Dabo's point even more of how he didn't want to use this in the first place. Like he wanted to stay away from it, didn't want to curtail to the new norm of college football. And then the moment he decides to, he gets one of his players poached off of his roster, a guy that was enrolled in classes and all this stuff. Like it like almost validates his point even more of like, see, this is exactly why I didn't want to get involved in any of this, because you guys put these rules in place that we aren't even being held to.
Yeah, Dabo Swinney would be like the equivalent of a preacher that says, all pop music today is devil worshiping and it's all bad. And the one time he comes out, I was like, you know what? Let me listen to what the kids are listening to. And it's something like WAP. Like that's what it would be. Just the worst possible outcome imaginable for you the first time you do this.
It's like that scene in Shameless when the mom who has endophobia goes outside and the airplane wheel lands on the ground.
This is
like
hitting like a ton of bricks because I'm watching the show right now.
Never going back
Great
outside.
analogy.
Never going back
Yeah,
outside.
that was it. We're done.
That's it.
I'm good.
Trapped inside the house.
Took her 550 steps only to almost die.
Almost die. Back inside the crib. Never again. Just like that.
So, yeah, no, I do somewhat agree that Dabo Swinney is, trying to be the last line of hope. in a foregone era of college football. But I think this is also him just being stubborn, being like, I'm not doing this. I'm better than this.
Great opportunity to talk about Steve Spurrier and Dabo Swinney, but a real opportunity to ask this. I give you 3 options. You only get one of the 3. You have to select one of them. You get to see Steve Spurrier, the active football coach, with social media.
Okay.
You get to see Steve Spurrier, the active football coach, behind the scenes poaching. Or you get to see Steve Spurrier weekly on a press conference that is streamed.
Weekly press conference.
Weekly presser, please.
You take that?
Yeah.
I mean, we get the poaching. We get the troll, like college football coaches being trolls on Twitter. Lane Kiffin does it every single day. Like, we've seen that. There's only one of one when it comes to Steve Spurrier in front of a microphone, either before or after a game. Like, it's got to be that.
Is there anything like him nowadays? There are certain coaches I run to, wins or loss. Like, if you win, I want to see why. Like, I know you're going to say something that I learned football maybe. You lose, I'm running to you because I know you're going to be unhinged. But there's no one I run to just to run to. Like, oh, he's got a press conference. I have to listen to it. I feel like Spurrier would be this or would have been this.
No, absolutely he is. And also I think that him being retired allows him to be more of an entertaining, like laid back. Like, this is more just him cutting up.
Oh, no, he was like this as a football coach.
No. I'm saying, like, as a football coach, he was cutthroat and very hard on his team and very, like, we didn't play well today at all. I'm throwing my visor. Press conferences now would be just very joking and, like, him sending shots left and right.
Oh, I'm saying, like, even the press conferences back then, he was unhinged. So I would now they do more of them and they're all on video. Used to, if he said something crazy, it was just a press clipping on a newspaper. Now we get the virality of it.
Chat's kind of hitting on Kiffin being the closest thing to this, but I think
I think it's so forced. It feels like an act to me for Lane. Right. Spurrier was that was him. So I would love to see it.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think there is one. And again, that's why I said, like, there is a one of one when it comes to Steve Spurrier at a press conference.
I feel like Drink tries to be this too.
Look, SEC
I feel like
Media Days
Drinkowitz. I feel like every time Drinkowitz gets in front of a microphone, he
might be the only reason.
Watch this.
I want to attend the SEC Media Days this year. Might be the only reason.
Drink is elite.
How would you know?
It's televised. Jesus, come on, guys.
Guys, I didn't say it.
You laughed.
It was funny. It was pretty good.
It was right there, bro. We're going to get him this year.
Hey, hopefully.
We're going to get him this year.
Yeah.
That'd be great if we did. Where is it at this
Tampa.
year?
Yeah, I know.
You know what? Maybe they don't have to.
Chuck, we want to go. Hey, I swear.
Could you just send us a Zoom link?
Just hit me with the clippings after.
Can I just get the emails of the transcript? That's all I want.
Just
give me the link to that.
You got that MP4 file? Kirby's top 5?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Kirby every week does a top 5. Last week it was top 5 Super Bowl halftime shows. Did Bad Bunny, did he make your top 5?
Bad Bunny did not make the top 5. No, unfortunately.
Dang, dude.
Show was very rushed, but, you know.
Man.
I also am not a huge fan of his music.
I wish I could make a joke right now. Get up on that board.
Neither halftime show made the top 5?
Brother, the turning.
I'm
just saying, hey.
The Turning Point USA.
We don't even have to. We're good.
Would
We're
not
good.
have made it at all.
I mean, guy didn't even rotate the camera before he got up out of the desk. That's crazy.
You said go up on that board.
Let's see what we got here, Curb. Are we good with the microphone? We think we're nice and audio leveled?
I think we're good, and Chad will tell me otherwise.
Appears to be reading normally.
All righty.
I'm going to go to this side of the board.
Okay. Switch it up.
Hey, everybody. All right. As we know, we are officially in the offseason. There is no NFL games to go on. There are no college football games to be played. If you want to see football, you got to watch the UFL or go to YouTube, watch some old games. So with that, you will feel some great emotions, some great sadness, and you'll have a lot of free time on your hands. So with that, I'm giving my top 5 movies for men to cry to.
What?
Yeah. We're getting in touch with our emotions today, Brooks.
Huh.
Don't get uncomfortable.
Maybe zoom out the camera to Tad.
Okay.
We don't have the full
whiteboard.
whiteboard.
Let's go to camera 3, and let's tap.
There we go.
All righty.
It's pretty good, yeah. Maybe if I angle the board up.
Starting
off with number 5.
I'm just going to let you know, if there's one particular movie not on this list, we riot.
Okay.
We absolutely riot.
Which movie would that be?
Oh, don't you worry. You'll see the riot if you don't.
Starting off with number 5, we have Greater. If you don't know this movie, I highly recommend it. It's the Brandon Burlsworth story about his walk-on.
Oh, that one.
Okay.
Very, very good movie.
No spoilers.
Underrated. Wow.
No spoilers.
If you know the Brandon
Nah,
Burlsworth story,
no spoilers.
I think that spoils
None.
the ending for you.
None.
However, we'll move on to number 4, Good Will Hunting.
How you like
a
them
classic,
apples?
fantastic movie. Shout out Matt Damon, R.I.P. Robin Williams.
Kirby, it's not your fault.
Thanks. I know.
It's not your fault.
I know. Number 3, another
No,
Matt Damon
seriously,
classic,
Kirby, it's not your fault.
Saving Private Ryan.
Slow down, dude.
What do you mean, dude?
Slow down.
All right.
Saving Private Ryan. Great movie. Great movie.
Number 3,
Oh, smart ass.
Saving
You knew that was
Private
about to
Ryan.
happen.
No, first 15 minutes of this movie, electric. Had to get some psychiatric help for World War II veterans, apparently, when they aired that. Did you hear that story? Apparently, when they were showing it in theaters, I believe it's directed by Spielberg, had a bunch of, World War II vets come in, because this was the 90s. They was only, in their 70s. And the first 15 minutes of the movie caused some great trauma to those gentlemen. So
It's
I'd
been a
ch-
while since I've seen that one.
it's a tough watch, for sure.
It's pretty gnarly.
Yeah,
There's
it's
no
also
doubt about it.
it's also damn near a 3-hour movie, so not very rewatchable. One of those, you watch it once or twice, you get the message, you're good. Number 2, The Pursuit
a
of
good one.
Happiness. If you haven't seen this movie, you're shaking your head in disapproval.
Because I already know you've left it off.
Have I?
I can already sense it.
Well, don't
I can
worry.
already sense it. You've left it off. Pursuit of Happiness, bit of a drag, to be honest with you.
Really?
Kind of takes a while.
I don't know. I think that's
personally think it takes a while.
understandable. I think it's a really good story about him and his son going.
As does the road to success. Takes a little while.
Good save. But yeah, no, I love this movie. The payoff at the end is obviously worth it. If you have not seen this movie, highly recommend it as well. Before we get to number 1, we will do our honorable mentions. We have Rocky 2.
It's
Fast and Furious.
not even in the honorable mentions.
What is it? Well,
No. Please reveal one.
Up is a good shout out.
Rocky 2. Furious
Made you
7.
cry?
Brother, if you've seen
The
the first,
wife?
the first,
The first 15
I
minutes.
get
next
it.
to it, in
I get
parentheses,
it. I get
the
it.
first 15 minutes of a very sad, very tear-jerking abilities. Forrest Gump, classic.
7 got him.
What?
Furious 7 got you?
Dude, that's the Paul Walker ending.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the. Honestly, I thought that's what you were betting.
Been a long... Yeah,
Movies kind of mid in general, but that moment very very touching for men all across the
The
world.
CGI on that, not bad.
Not bad.
Because he wasn't alive at that point.
No, he was not.
That's a computer-generated Paul Walker.
Correct, because the other one was not able to use on camera. Number 1, The Iron Claw.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean,
This the guy no longer gets to do top fives.
What's missing?
I don't know if I'm thinking of the same movie you are, Brooks, but
Jonathan.
there's certainly a movie that I'm thinking of that if you didn't cry to that movie, I kind of judge you as a person.
Honestly, might need you put you on a list. If you
Might
didn't
have
cry.
to. Might have to.
1,
Before
2,
we d-
3. Marley and me.
Yeah, Marley.
Marley and me.
I had it on my list.
Come on, dude.
I had it.
No,
on,
you didn't. It wasn't even on the honorable mention.
It wasn't on the
I
list.
try to keep it at a strict 8.
You
8
have
to
9 movies on the board.
Marley and Me is a fantastic movie that will get you every time.
It's a fantastic movie that I will only ever watch once.
I'm not watching it again.
the one time was enough.
Here's
Absolute tearjerker.
Here's why I left it off. And because you are right, that is a fantastic movie. The predominantly male category, that's a movie everyone cries to. That's why I left it off. That was my logic for doing so. Women aren't crying to Fast and Furious 7. Women aren't crying to Rocky 2. Predominantly movies that men cry to. Now, these will get some ladies, but everyone's crying to Marley and Me. If you don't cry to a dog movie, you're absolutely
And
excited.
everyone includes men.
Yes, but this was men can cry to predominantly. The Iron Claw, number 1. If you haven't seen that, Zac Efron's best role. This has been the top 5 of the week. We'll have another one.
Chat.
We'll have perhaps a more enjoyable list next week.
Chad, I don't know about you. I think we should boo him off of the stage.
Also, I should remind everyone, this is my personal top 5 of the week. This is not the collective end-all, be-all. you guys would like to make your own top fives, we're more than welcome to.
I think we might have to start doing some quality control on these.
The only two omissions for me was one, Marley Me, and then me personally, Click. Click is one that I like. I don't know.
Dude, I love Click.
It's a great movie, but again, one of those movies that I'm not sure I'll watch again.
Also,
it'll be a while before I watch.
No honorable mention for Gary Bertier losing the ability to walk. I mean,
that's a good shout.
Look, there's a lot.
When Julius comes
Toy
in there,
Story 3,
bro,
another good one.
Oh, good one. When Julian comes in there and says, "You're my brother," Julius comes in there and talks about being that's my brother. Can't you tell?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
There's a lot of great movies. These are just my personal top 5, guys.
Hey, I'm with you, but yeah. All right.
And yes, absolutely.
I'm with you, but I'm not.
That's fine. That's all right.
That's
all right, guys. I understand.
Not bad.
We'll be back next week, though. Don't worry.
Will we?
You're about to hit the
Yeah, be careful over there. Cuidado. All right, I'm gonna go back to my desk now.
Okay,
Jonathan.
Virtual tomatoes are being thrown your way right now.
That's okay.
Sorry to break the news.
It's all right.
A very unique and interesting top 5 for sure.
Don't forget your notes book.
Y'all remember that one time where I let y'all try to read my notes?
Oh
Yeah, that was tough.
That was an interesting segment. Not bad, not great, not bad.
Hey, look. Well, maybe we'll have a more agreeable list next.
The Olympics gets me. I cry
Olympics,
every time I watch the Olympics.
The
I don't know.
Olympics.
Is that the countryman in me?
Maybe.
Perhaps.
What makes you cry about it? Like,
Well, the Italian speed skater that won at 35 years old in her own country and absolutely gutted it the last 6 laps, and then you see the post interview with her child. That got me. The Lindsey Vonn thing got me, but it would have gotten me way worse had I not seen it on the timeline first.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's the general sense of knowing that person worked their entire freaking life for that one moment, and then watching that culminate is
for sure. I could
that's
understand
something that
that.
gets me every time. That is a moment in sports that makes me say,
ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got a Mount Rushmore of things in sports that make me say, damn, that feels good.
All right.
You want them?
Let's hear it.
You want them 1 to 4 or 4 to 1,
the
John?
list is just that feels good.
These are moments in sports activity that everybody can relate to and goes, golly, that felt great. Like this one, that first piece of contact in football. You just anticipated the entire pregame, and then, that first one feels great. You don't even feel it, really. I mean, it's just absolute adrenaline rushing. Number 3, fresh popping of the mitt.
Oh yeah.
Playing a little catch.
Can't relate to that one.
Hearing that echo throughout the field in the stadium.
Now, when you get really good is when you know how to make the mitt pop.
Yeah.
Popping of the mitt. Either doing it yourself, throwing a ball, making that pop, or having that mitt pop.
The only time it doesn't is when it's below freezing and you're having to play catch.
That one's a little
And
frigid.
Then you don't want to hear the pop.
We're prioritizing the web
Yeah.
when it's freezing outside.
For
Ain't no
sure.
doubt about that. Number 2, everyone can relate to this unless you throw ducks. Spinning the pigskin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, throwing a spiral feels just something majestic about it. The most majestic feeling in sports, period. Flushing anything. A little bat on ball, like barreling up a baseball, puring a golf swing, swishing a ball. Makes it
A good swish, yeah. I
good
can't
swish.
relate to the baseball bat or the golf one. I can't say I've ever just made
Buddy,
pure contact.
you know what's great about it? You can do it at any moment in your life.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can go out tomorrow. It might take you 170 hacks at it, but you'll pure a golf ball at least once. And you'll know what it feels like, and you'll chase that high the rest of your life. Yep, that's my top. That's my Rushmore of mms. Where were we at on actual show notes, though? It was a random transition.
We were talking about our friends over at Sleeper.
Yeah, we were.
Because of how great they are. If you're not familiar with Sleeper by now, you clearly haven't been watching the show because they've been our premier sponsor for a while now. They are a fantasy sports and real money gaming app focused on bringing people together through sports and through gaming. They have over 6 million active users as of 2023, with the numbers growing every day. They are one of the fastest organically growing platforms in the world and have some of the largest user engagement per the industry. It's not just about sports at Sleeper. It's about building personal connections and lasting memories. And they have recently added a feature to where you can do team picks for selections. You can now pick which teams you think you win instead of just player prop. props. Very big addition at Sleeper. If you head over there today and use promo code Brooks, you get a 100% deposit match up to $100 on your first deposit. That's $100 free if you put $100 in. Terms and conditions apply. Thank you to our friends over at Sleeper. That is promo code Brooks.
Ryan's talking me in your language, Christian Kirby.
Ooh.
Talking about setting the hook on a bass.
Yes.
Make you say, you don't know nothing about that stretch.
Okay.
Don't even try.
Setting the hook on a bass, but once you get it out of the water.
Oh, yeah.
Because then there's
Bankside?
always there's always the anxiety of the, I hope this doesn't get off.
Yeah. Hey, we got some freshmen. We got some freshmen entering the world of college football next year that we think might have an opportunity to play. It's an opportunity for us to call our shot here in February. We ain't even seen these jokers play spring ball yet, but we already know that these guys are going to be ballers. Now, this is a real opportunity for us to name about 20, maybe 24 football players, and then miss a Malachi Tony-like football player. That's what I'm really trying to do. That's why I told you guys pre-show. If we would have done what we're about to do last February, there is no way in Sam hell anyone on this stage would have named Malachi Tony.
Nope.
And he went on to be the most impactful true freshman we've had, I don't know, in a year since Jeremiah Smith. So here we go. We got a list of freshmen that we think are going to be major impactful football players day one, the moment they walk on campus. Who wants to start the bidding?
You want to start with a layup? Like a nice and easy one?
I think we got a few layups. I'll hit a layup.
A layup on three. 1, 2, 3. Jared Curtis.
Braylon Womack.
Savion Hyder.
Braylon Womack.
Three solid layups.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Give me the Braylon Womack
Braylon
argument.
Womack, a 5-star safety at Mississippi State.
Oh, that's a layup.
Need I say more?
That
a
is a
5-star on defense at Mississippi State. That dude better be on the field today. He better be in the ones right now.
But what if the defense is complicated? See ball, get ball, Braylon. You're on the field.
And mind you, like this was obviously, I mean, it's a 5-star, very competitive recruiting battle. Like there were some discussions of, hey, is he going to flip here? Is he going to go there? Was Auburn for a little bit. Ends up at Mississippi State. Like you fought off, which means you earned and you spent your way into earning this commitment. That dude better be playing every single game, every single down.
As should Jared Curtis.
Oh,
like
100%.
Spent a good $2.5 million, I would imagine, coming up this year on the roster. So got to play. Also, I'm pretty sure he went there because he thinks he's going to play. Probably should play him.
Yeah.
I think he went there because he knew he was going to play.
Yeah, I think we should maybe make him happy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Justice Haynes entered the transfer portal last season, no longer on Michigan's roster. With that, the 5-star coming in that has been tabbed as, perhaps the best running back in the last few years at the recruiting position. It makes sense that Savion Hyder is going to be someone they lean on heavily, especially with a new OC, a new head coach, and a new DC. So that one felt like a layup to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine the proximity to carries for a running back you're not going to find an avenue quicker than Savion Hyder's this year at Michigan, and the amount of money.
Potential amount of demands that maybe.
Yeah. How about them signing Carter Meadows, one of the highest ranked edge rushers and the highest ranked running back in a class with no head football coach? That's not bad.
No, not bad at all.
Now I don't know if he had gone through his shenanigans prior to signing day.
He had not. That was one of the controversies because
but
they weren't
some of those guys got out of that NIL.
They weren't sure if they're going to stay or leave.
Who was the receiver?
NLI.
Brady Marchese.
Marchese.
Well, he's an Auburn Tiger now.
Yeah,
right, but he was one. He had just signed.
Oh, and Bear McWhorter.
Bear McWhorter is another one as well.
Yeah.
So it was post signing day because that was the controversy. Like Michigan sat on their hands a while. It felt like.
I think an obvious football player for me that I think should be starting year one is Jackson Cantwell, the 5-star offensive tackle that's committed and signed and enrolled already at Miami. Not only because of how much money they have invested in him, I think it's $5 million over 3 years, but more so the fact that there's availability. Right, we lose both tackles to the NFL draft this year. I think he is a pick and stick right tackle immediately year one. I think his floor is that good.
Yeah. I've got a player who I think isn't necessarily it's at a position of dire straits need, but they might just be that damn talented that they force their way into a starting role. Mark Bowman at USC. We talked about him. He was heavily recruited by Georgia, labeled as a generational talent. Some people say Brock Bowers-esque. If he is what we think he is, he will be playing at USC
No need to tread around it. Some people, I say this is the best one we've seen since that one.
He's getting paid like it.
And I think he's going to be that. I think he's going to be that good. I think when we pay him, rumors are $7 million.
Yeah.
$7 million. When we pay him that much, he better play, and I think he's going to.
This is very kind of similar to the Braylon Womack one. Just kind of, hey, you got a 5-star, one of the best players in the country. He better play for you. Zion Ely, the 5-star edge rusher in this past recruiting class. I know South Carolina got in the mix a little bit there, thought maybe he was going to flip. Ultimately, the Maryland Terrapins end up landing Zion Ely.
Well,
but he
DMV kid.
No, I know, like from the area, absolutely.
They normally do a decent job of signing kids out of Baltimore.
But still, I mean, Maryland, not one of these top programs in college football. Nothing against the football program of itself, but
I think this is a really layered recruiting intel take. The best thing to happen to Maryland's football program is Penn State firing James Franklin.
That could very well be
If
true.
you look at what Penn State did while James Franklin was there, all he did was pillage Baltimore and the DMV. Every great football player out of that area, like Denai Dennis Sutton, ended up at Penn State when maybe he should have been at Maryland. Like this is maybe what's happening here. Harder to convince a kid out of the DMV to go to Virginia Tech over Maryland. What's up?
I was going to say the worst thing happening to Maryland recruiting was James Franklin being hired by Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I mean, but again, I think I got a better chance recruiting against James Franklin at Virginia Tech than I did at Penn State.
Probably.
Should.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, we can sit here and debate Penn State, Virginia Tech all you want. Penn State's a much better football program.
I think Penn State was also very burnt out on James Franklin at that point.
Not on the recruiting trail.
Whereas Virginia Tech is very much excited and throwing everything they can. But I agree. Penn State's a bigger brand.
How about Darius Gray? A big-time interior offensive line prospect that committed to South Carolina, I assume under Lonnie Teasley, the offensive line coach that's now at Nebraska. So they held on to Darius Gray, but this is an offensive line that has been in major overturn year after year after year. This is a football player they spent a lot of money on. He's got to play.
Oh, yeah. I mean, no different than the Thompson kid. That was a guy that they got out. Josiah Thompson.
Where did he end up?
He stayed.
He stayed?
He stayed.
So he portaled and back on the roster?
Yes, back with South Carolina.
Okay, good.
Shane Beamer talked about like what makes you decide to let a kid come back. Josiah Thompson back with South Carolina. So he was one of these players where highly rated recruit coming out of high school, immediately started for them at left tackle, and arguably has been the most consistent offensive lineman they've had over the last 2 seasons. Darius Gray, that's a great shout-out from there. He certainly could be one of those players. Need him to be one of those players. Tristan Keys for Tennessee.
Ooh, yes.
Tennessee's had some great wide receivers come through their program under Josh Heupel. They bring back Mike Matthews this coming season. They also bring back, blanking on his name right now.
Staley,
Braylon Staley. But they need this type of body type. And also to note, this was an LSU commit at one point in time, and Tennessee went in there and stole that one, got them to commit to the Volunteers, and he stuck with that commitment throughout the entire time. This is a high-caliber football player, a guy that I would imagine is probably going to be that X-wide receiver type for them because they don't have that. They have Staley, have Mike Matthews. They need that third receiver. Tristan Keys probably going to have a great opportunity to be that for them this year.
Tristan is the most talented player north of 6'2" on that roster. Mm-hmm. He's going to have to play, I think.
Staying in the SEC with orange teams, I have Tyler Atkinson making a very big impact for Texas. That linebacker room got wiped out this year with transfer portal exits and draft declarations. The fact that this kid was so highly recruited and so highly touted, combined the fact that you have Will Muschamp there, who is a defensive back specialist, but has been known to accelerate any defensive unit when he's on it. I think that Tyler Atkinson could make a very early splash for the Texas Longhorns.
Now, this next player I'm going to talk about, I don't think it's going to happen, but I hope it happens for him because the LaDainian Guyton storyline, like, really, really changed. Like, the trajectory of what I thought this football player was going to be and might be completely changed on me from when I saw him at the first time when he was 15 to what it is now, which is already a true freshman in college, and he should be going into his senior year in high school. I thought this might be, I told you guys the first time I saw him as a freshman in high school, that might be the best football player I ever see doing this. In my years of recruiting, there's never been a high school football player I've ever seen that looked like that at that age. And I don't know how much better we've gotten since I made those comments. And I should have known that might happen. Maybe we've topped out that, this, that, and the other, whatever. But now we're in college a year before we're supposed to be. And we're going way, 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 way away from home. And we're getting paid a lot of money. And I would imagine we get vaulted into playing time way before we probably were ready to do so. I think he's going to be a really, really good rusher. I think there's mountains to climb from a run-down discipline standpoint. I hope it works out because, I thought had he just continued to do what he was supposed to do in high school, this might have been a pick and stick day one guaranteed first-round draft pick. I hope it continues to be that.
I added this one in, and this seems like maybe an obvious answer, but I think that there might be some things kind of set in front of this player that may make it just kind of a development. We're going to take some time with you because we want to make sure that we get this right at the right moment. Keyshawn Henderson with Houston.
Yeah.
Now, Connor Wegman is the starting quarterback out there right now, or that's who their quarterback is. They have him on the roster, and they have another, I think he's a redshirt junior that transferred in maybe last year as well that's already on the roster. But just for, like, the saying of, I mean, one of the top players in the country.
So I'm with you. Makes a lot of sense. Connor played really, really good last year. They were a 10-win football program at Houston. I think they roll that back with Connor.
That's why I said.
And there's a lot of people that would look at that and go, oh, they signed the number one quarterback in America at Houston. He must be playing year one. Well, the reason they signed him is because the head football coach at Houston coached Keyshawn Henderson's head football coach in high school. So there was if you're going to play in college football, it's for this guy. And that's why he's there. So I don't think there's a rush or I don't think there's going to be any pressure where it's like, hey, if you don't play me, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be any of that. I think Keyshawn chose that place because they love that coaching staff.
Yeah, if anything, it might just end up being one of those scenarios where maybe if the season doesn't go the way we planned or, something happens with Connor throughout the season, then we plug in the freshman. But I think you're right. Like, I think there's going to be some patience with this one.
I'd give Willie Fritz all the patience in the world with my son at the position.
His track record would certainly warrant that.
They win.
They sure do.
That football coaching staff wins.
I've got two more. The second and last one I have is it feels like if you're a talented player at this position group, no matter how old or young you are, you will see the field just because it's such a high demand. Valdon Sohn for Georgia on the defensive line has the potential to see some very, very, very meaningful minutes early into the season for him. I mean, he was listed as one of the more talented interior defensive linemen, and he could absolutely boast this Georgia defensive line.
And been on campus already. He's been there a while. So whatever freshman angst we got to get out, we'll probably get out by
One of the
August.
biggest risers from this past recruiting class as well.
Too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a foreign-born kid that hadn't played a lot of organized football before he got over here. And the body has continued to change and get even better. So there's that. Two names for you. I got three left, but two names at one university. Sedarian Morgan, the big, massive receiver out there at Alabama, is already enrolled. They need an X. I mean, Isaiah Horton was playing Z for them, but he's transferring out. You love the Latsier Brooks kid. You love Ryan Williams. I like Derek Meadows coming out of high school. Don't know what it's been so far. I know he got knocked F out against Missouri this year, but there's been some touch and go there with that athlete. They need an X. This offense has always had a good one, even going back to their days at Washington. So it was obviously what was my man, Jeremy Bernard last year.
Yeah.
And if you watched Alabama, their whole offense ran through him. They're going to have to figure out who they're going to use at that position. And they were not good enough at all at running back last year. And I think Xavier Crowell has an opportunity to have us talking about, oh, my God, that kid's 17 years old because it's another reclass kid.
So had Hollywood Smothers stayed at Alabama?
He's the guy. If Hollywood Smothers was at Alabama next year, he's getting 20 totes a game.
Yeah.
But now they're going to have to be hopeful that Daniel Hill gets better, hopeful that A.K. Deere is what we thought he was coming out, but it didn't look like he was late last year. And then if not, let's find 8 to 12 touches a game for Xavier Crowell.
Staying on that team but the other side of the ball, I think Xavier Griffin has an opportunity to put in some meaningful minutes with Alabama this year. The edge defender, Alabama didn't have a horrible pass rush by any means last season, but I think that there was certainly room for improvement, and especially when you get it to a point where you're not going to be able to stop the run. If he's able to set edges and get after the passer, he will have some meaningful snaps taken.
And not to mention, the high school football program that he comes from and being a player from a Josh Niblett football team, that's probably a guy that's going to come in pretty ready to play college football.
I just sent a text message off to a source over at Alabama. I'm curious where he's playing.
Yeah.
Are you going to try to make him an off-ball linebacker? Because if he is, I don't think that's the move. I think the move is to make him a pass rusher and just tell him to get after the quarterback. And if that's what we're doing, immediate impact. Like day one, 3rd and long, let's get him on the field and get him home. I think he has an opportunity to do that. I'm not as bullish on his off-ball capabilities as some people seem to be. How about an off-the-wall shout here?
Let's hear it.
Breck Colajay. Very, very high floor. Don't love the ceiling. I don't think he's going to be like a first-round draft pick, but my God, how good of a football player is this kid already? And he's going to USC where, I don't pretend to know everything about USC's offensive line depth chart, but this is a high-quality interior offensive lineman. I think he's got an opportunity to play early. They signed a 5-star as well, the Pepe kid out of IMG.
Yeah, I mean, credit to USC this year around, especially within this class, for not only prioritizing high-level recruits, but also finding guys that you feel like are going to have very, very high floors. It feels like the last few years for USC has been a lot of spend big and hope that we get, home runs where if they don't end up being that, they're not very good. But high floor guys are very, very much a priority for USC this year.
We were going to do Auburn's off-season editions and make it a sub-episode this weekend. I've changed my mind.
Oh.
Sub-episode right now, defining the problem.
You're going to make Auburn fans wait a week now?
Yep. Make Auburn fans wait a whole week.
So, in other words, you need to subscribe so you don't miss it when we hit on it next week.
Maybe even put the alerts on the channel.
You might need to do that as well.
We were so close to getting to the Auburn segment.
You forgot dang. Just so dang close to getting to the Auburn segment.
They got the message.
Did they?
I think they did.
I think Jonathan missed it until I circled back on it.
No, I got it.
You had it?
He gave
just making sure.
He gave me the
I
smile
thought we were
approval.
close to having that one miss you. Let's define the problem areas. All right, now here's how this is working. We have unequivocally identified a problem area from a 2025 football team, and it's something that's got to get fixed. Now, what we did not do is select a bunch of schools and then hypothesize what the area of problems might be. These are known issues. Like, for example, Alabama's running game is an absolute problem. It has to get addressed. There is no doubt about it. Guys, how bad was Alabama last year? I'll tell you. 123rd in the country on the ground. Putrid. Can't have it happen again. Now, here's what happened this offseason. They addressed it, or at least tried to. I don't know if it's going to get better, but they brought in 6 brand new offensive linemen.
Yeah, they did.
So they're at least taking stabs at it.
The bigger need here, too, though, in my opinion, is like let's say Austin Mack is going to be the starter this year for Alabama at quarterback, which that seems to be the next guy in line, unless Keelan Russell just has an immense amount of development happen over this offseason. But that guy, Mack, not as agile and athletic as Ty Simpson, and Simpson had to do a lot of different things with his legs this past year because he was throwing the ball a ton, he was having to escape out of the pocket, and when he did, he was able to keep the sticks moving for the offense. Austin Mack's not a horrible athlete, but not that, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I mentioned it. This room looks totally different if Hollywood Smothers doesn't get poached by Texas after getting poached by Alabama.
So brutal.
Yeah.
But they're still – I worry about the running back room.
Mm-hmm.
I know they took stabs. The 6 offensive linemen is great. I think a lot of those guys are going to be better on the offensive line a couple of years from now, to be honest with you. Like, I think Nick Brooks is 18 months from his best football. I think the same way about the Michigan kid, the Saborn kid that they brought over. I feel the same way about the kid from Ole Miss that they brought over. It's not like they brought in 6. These guys have started everywhere else. They brought in 3. These guys have started everywhere else. And 3, we hope to get the best out of these young football player type of additions. So we'll see about that. But at the running back room, man, we're just hopeful that Daniel Hill gets better.
Right.
We're hopeful that A.K. Deere is what we thought he was. We're definitely hopeful that Xavier Crowell brings juice to this room. I think he will.
Yeah.
I've talked about Crowell as an unmess-upable. He seems that good to me.
I think the root cause of my worry for this Alabama roster is coming from there's no denying that Kalen DeBoer can scheme up a passing game. You don't have to look very far to find that. I look back and I don't really think of when Washington or Alabama has had strong running attacks.
The Dylan Johnson cat ran the ball well.
He ran
at
it
Washington.
very well.
Yeah.
Very, very well. But I think that was also a talent thing. So maybe Xavier Crowell can be this and elevate that room just enough to where Alabama has a daunting rushing attack. But It feels like they have to find some form of identity before they can start worrying about the guys. That
And we assume, I'm sure Mac and Russell are really, really talented. I don't expect them to perform miracles on 3rd and long like Ty Simpson did all year long last year. Who else has got a known deficiency?
I've got one. Arch Manning and not having his life be made a living hell.
Yeah.
This
might be nice.
This is not just a criticism against the offensive line. The Texas offensive line was not great last year. We know that. They made some additions in the portal to address that. The schemes that Arch Manning has to go through. We talked about this in kind of the Super Bowl of having a bunch of deep concepts and a bunch of deep routes with a lack of checkdowns and a lack of hots is not going to do wonders for your quarterback who's making his first year starting, especially when the offensive line is as deficient as it was blocking. It feels like there's a lot more that can be done to just ease things up on Arch Manning, because we saw there was a point last year where he was feeling like he had to do everything and he was actually succeeding at it. Imagine if he didn't feel like he had to do everything.
I need flatline Florida Gators. That's what I need this year.
What is that?
I need this team to just be at least consistent at one thing, whether that's on the offensive side of the ball or it's on the defensive side of the ball.
Or just consistently a thing.
Yeah, just
give
consistently.
me just the same.
Consistently what you want to be, just be that.
Yeah.
Like, results be damned this upcoming season. But there needs to be some consistency in, hey, when I go to watch the Florida Gators on Saturday, I know exactly what I'm about to watch. Like last year, there were moments where the defense was fighting their ass off every single Saturday, and then all of a sudden the offense starts picking it up. DJ Lagway and the offense with Dallas Wilson, they knock off the Texas Longhorns. Well, then they go and play Kentucky later in the year, and Kentucky's just running all over them, putting up 34 freaking points when they hadn't done that all year in the conference. There were so many ebbs and flows and roller coaster moments with this football team. If there was one thing that Summerall needs to try and do this year, just be a flatline football team. Just be consistent.
Staying in the SEC, if you look at Missouri's offensive output last year and then pair it up with Ahmad Hardy's game logs, they are identical. Because if they couldn't run the ball, they wasn't moving it. Because they had no passing game at all. No consistent and dependable passing game. We get rid of Bo Pribbs. Good luck at Virginia, my boy. We get rid of Bo Pribula. We stick with Matt Zollers. We bring in Austin Simmons. We also have my man Sam Horn rocking the 21. So we got a quarterback battle going on, but we don't know what's going on at wide receiver. I don't know if it's a problem that's going to be solved. I think it's a deficiency that remains is what I found out today looking at it. They couldn't throw the ball consistently last year. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it this year.
Mm-hmm. You got another one, Kirby?
Yeah, I do have another one. I was reading another article on something. I think that, and this is another SEC one, Oklahoma's sputtering on offense combined with the sporadicness that is John Mateer ended their season last year, by the way, but put them in some very sticky situations. I think that when everything is going well and John Mateer is playing his best football, that is a borderline unstoppable offensive unit. The problem is that happens half the time, and then the other half of the time is, oh, my God, that's the worst turnover I've just seen.
Does it make you feel real cozy when I tell you it's year 4 in the system?
No, it doesn't make me feel very cozy.
You know? Like, buddy, we were blowing reeds year 3 in the system.
Yeah.
I hope we get it figured out year 4. Good God, it ain't calculus, buddy. It's the air raid. It can't be that hard.
Yeah, so that's definitely a deficiency. Because, look, with Brent Venables, that defense is going to be top 5 in the country. So you're going to have a leg up already offensively.
Good old Brett.
So you just got to be just efficient.
Did they get a dude at receiver?
Oklahoma?
Yeah.
I remember there was
because they were letting their beat reporter base know that they was fitting to go do some poaching, and I don't think they did.
I think there was one wide receiver that they snagged that was like, okay, we attempted.
They got a dude. I know they needed a dude at wide receiver, and they needed a couple of dudes on the offensive line. I don't know if they did that. Getting some feedback here.
Parker Livingston was the biggest wide receiver addition. I would
the
say
Texas
that they made.
kid?
Yeah, the Texas wide receiver.
Okay.
I'd say that's the biggest addition that they made. Now, I don't know anything about
Arch Manning's roommate.
Now, this is an interesting addition. I don't know anything else about him, so I'm sure that Oklahoma fans will happily correct me if I'm right or wrong on this one, but Mackenzie Allen, I don't know how to say that last name, Alleyne, comes from Washington State. I don't know if that's a guy that was with Ben Arbuckle and John Mateer and is just a year late to the party out at Oklahoma, but if there's some crossover with those players, if there's some familiarity already, that could be an interesting one. That's a 6'1" wide receiver that could add some wow factor to that room.
I got one for you. Now, I begged for this not to happen mid-season last year because I thought it cost us football games at times. But Marcel Reed, the pocket passer, has to get better.
Yeah.
Like, we did great work in the RPO game last year. We did great work in the underneath stuff. We did great work in play action on deep scissors concepts, I thought. But from a traditional passing standpoint, we didn't have much of it last year. Now, I don't think that's all on Marcel. They were not good enough at X last year. And the more and more we watch quarterbacks a ton during the offseason, the more and more I watch them, just the amount of relief it gives a quarterback to have a dominant X receiver to just, math's simple. Now we're in 3-by-1. You're giving a one-on-one over there. Don't even have to worry about reading the concept. We can just go to him. They had none of that last year. I think with Jerome Miles coming off of a knee injury, now full year and a half removed from that, I think he might be that guy for them. Number 3, the young Bethel Roman, I think is his name.
Yep.
He got better as the season progressed last year, but I don't think he's good enough. I think they have to get better as a traditional passer. Now, we have to do so without Colin Klein. And A&M fans will tell you that they're ready for something new, but I thought he did a great job there until the end of it.
The offense wasn't a problem up until the playoffs, I would say. In my opinion, like the Texas game and the playoff game against Miami, those were the only 2 games, in my opinion.
And can Isaiah Horton help that? I mean,
Right.
that's a guy that can create some space. Now, I think he's more of a Z-body type, but maybe he can play that role for them.
Is it fair for me to say that this was a deficiency for the Oregon Ducks last year and that the offensive line has to get better?
More consistent, I think, for sure.
I just
Like,
I felt like their offensive output was not what it should be.
I think 2 things have to get better for Oregon for them to really take this next step. One, I don't know what the issue is here, but clearly there is something going on that isn't working. The wide receivers outside of Corey and Moore, I would say, that you have recruited over the years haven't really panned out. Like, there's multiple top 150 players, top 200 players that have gone to Oregon as a wide receiver, and then it feels like we don't hear anything about them. Now, Corey Moore, like I just mentioned, shaping up to be that. But I think that has to get better. I think we got to get better, more consistent playmakers for our quarterbacks to work with. And then I felt like there were some issues with the offensive line.
Talking about no X. When was the last 6'2" Oregon receiver?
Been a while. But I will add on to your deficiencies, and this isn't necessarily one they can control. Injuries last year were a major deficiency for the Oregon Ducks.
Yeah.
I think that it greatly hindered their offensive output.
Absolutely.
Not to say that it would have been worlds better had they had a couple of
Evan
players.
Stewart was a major piece missing from that offense last year, so I don't want to demise any of that. But the guys that on the recruiting trail, it seems like there's been some big swings and misses.
Now, you're talking about offensive line and offensive deficiencies, and I think you mentioned Oregon's offensive line. I don't think Ohio State's offensive line was good enough last year.
No.
I don't think they were. I think they lost playoff games or the games that look like playoff games, right? The Big Ten Championship and the Miami game. They lost because they were not good enough up front, in my opinion. Guys, I'm going to read some stats to you. 2.3 yards per carry against Texas. That's poop. 3.5 yards per carry against Wisconsin. Ooh. That was a 28 for 93 game for them. It's not like they didn't try. They tried to run the ball. And by the way, relatively light boxes considering what they have in weaponry, you would imagine.
Right.
2.2 yards per carry against Indiana and a whopping 1.9 yards per carry against Miami, a game in which they sacked their way to a loss.
Now
they were not good enough up front.
Like maybe some devil's advocate there would be you'd mention like the weaponry there, light boxes. It also could have been they didn't play light boxes because people were like, yeah, we'll make 10 beat us. We'll make this guy have to go beat
That's
us.
what Miami did to him.
Yeah.
But Indiana doesn't do that to teams. Indiana beats you with the 6 in the box.
Right.
With a lot of chaos. So I'm with you. Miami thought they could cover you or thought that Sayin wasn't about to beat you. And that was surprising when we turned on the film. But just as surprising to me is the fact that Ohio State's not good enough up front.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were.
A deficiency I have now, this got somewhat addressed with the hiring of Jim Knowles. Tennessee's defense was not where it needed to be last year. But I want to particularly talk about their tackling.
Couldn't tackle a toddler.
That was what the biggest deficiency they had was last year. Now, I don't know if Jim Knowles coming in is going to absolutely just accelerate their tackling abilities, but that was something that needs to be fixed pretty quickly if you want to see this team have success this year, because we have to feel like you don't know what's going to go on with the Joey Aguilar thing. I think the decision comes out Friday, so you might be severely handicapped on the offense side of the ball. That defense needs to take a major step.
Is turn time going to be back there still?
Oh, I don't know.
Because if so, I don't think they're going to get it fixed.
They also did just lose another defensive backs coach to the NFL today.
Yes, the corners coach.
Yeah, so I mean,
is off to the NFL. So they're changing at the safeties coach and the corners coach and the DC. The DC and the safeties coach, Tim Banks, for the same person. But yeah, there's a lot of change back there in that back end. I think it was needed. I don't think they were good enough. So there's that. Also, a little sneaky addition there. Who hired the corners coach? The Rams, right?
Mm-hmm. LA.
You know, the Tennessee Volunteers have 2 first-round caliber.
Yeah, Jermon
corners.
McCoy and Colton Hood.
Yeah, so there might be a little something going on there. Georgia's inability to drive the ball down the field's got to get fixed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been talking about that for 2 years now. I think it's become a hindrance on their offense at this point.
They were the most efficient offense they've ever been, I would say, and they probably were one of the least explosive they've been.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Efficiency was great, but I think they scored 34 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
The explosivity could change that. If you become a deep vertical passing football team, if you can add that, you become a 40-point football
It's
team.
why you saw them dominate time of possession every single weekend, because that became part of the recipe to winning was, hey, we may not be chunking it down the field, but we're going to absolutely bleed this clock, and in doing so we're putting up points.
I mean, the best way I can look at it is they had a game where they scored on every single possession and they walked away with 43 points. Like, great offensive day, but they were walking it down the field. There was not one explosive, like, oh, my God, they just took the top off and scored on that. So,
all right. And the last known deficiency that has to be addressed, Notre Dame's got to get better in big football games in the regular season.
yes, they do.
They were 1 for 3 last year. They beat USC. They lost to Miami. They lost to Texas A&M. Guys, they only got 2 big games on the schedule next year. They got to be much better in those if they're going to make a playoff in 2026.
I got one more.
Come on.
The main deficiency I want to talk about for this team is for Florida State. It's everything. So they need
they're
to
a golf school now.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Charlie Woods.
Charlie Woods, they're a golf school.
Shout
Yeah,
out.
address everything because that's a deficiency for the Seminoles.
We'll see you in 2027, Florida State fans. On to the next hour. We'll see you on the other side.
Welcome into Talk the Dog, the show where we find a bone to pick and a take to give. These are not hot takes. These is dog takes. Can I talk that dog? What's up? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back for another hour here on the Film Guy Network. It is our loaded local hour. We got a great one for you guys planned tonight. We have a draft. We have a draft tonight. Break out the sounder cues. No, that's the top 10.
That's Sports
That's
Center.
Sports
What's the sound cue for the
It's
draft?
actually my text.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's exactly what it is.
Nailed it. That one. We need that one. I need you to do that every single time we make a selection.
time?
Every time. We're going to make the audience listen to that one. We got that going on tonight. I watched Gunner versus Ole Miss.
Oh.
Which one?
Are Georgia fans ready for it?
I think they are.
Okay.
I mean, we've only had one lunatic ask for it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So we'll appease him sometime soon. But we got a lot of other film studies we got to get to before we watch this one. But I took some notes on it. We'll talk about that tonight. Some minor news to address as well. And we will continue our off-season meetings. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button, firing off in the chat, all that good stuff. Boys, y'all ready to break some news?
Let's break the news.
Break some news.
I don't know if I have clearance to do this,
Oh.
but I'm going to do it. Breaking news. Georgia has retained Glenn Schumann for the 2026 season.
Officially official, huh?
I feel like I am about to do what Gunnar Stockton's agent did. Oh, no. I'm going to break news that didn't need to be broken.
He just did it.
Oh.
What?
You should have let me say it.
What?
The Brooks curse?
Oh, y'all worried about Brooks Austin curse?
Come on, bro. You know, one might say that the Brooks Austin curse is responsible for the outcome of the Super Bowl this year.
How?
That the Rams-Seattle game that we watched that season led to Seattle being the top seed.
Oh, man.
You might have shaped history with the Brooks curse.
So what you're saying right now is that if Glenn Schumann does indeed leave somehow, some way, it's all my fault?
Yes, 1,000%.
One could say.
1,000% your fault. But to be devil's advocate to you, we are at a point where NFL hirings have cooled off. College football hirings are basically done. There's not really a DC position that's open in the NFL. There's not really a head coaching position that's open in college football that you would even like look at side eye.
I mean, unless someone Sharon Moore's.
Yeah, it would take that.
Yeah.
But, hopefully that doesn't happen. But no, it's looking like Glenn Schumann will be the defense coordinator for the 2026 season.
That's good news.
It's great news because I think we were at a point this I would say 5 months ago where it's like, hey, listen, Glenn Schumann, you need to prepare for him to not be here next year. He was interviewing with North Carolina last year, some other teams. He is looking for other jobs. He will probably not be here. He's been with Kirby Smart since 2016. He's been on the staff a long time. It's about time for him to spread his wings and fly. So the fact that you're going to get one more season of him is fantastic news.
And honestly, retaining Glenn Schumann going into this year when all we've talked about is how, hey, guys have to get better. Guys have to develop. Especially guys at linebacker. There's you could point to every single player in the linebacker room right now if those guys have to get better. Like Chris Cole, we got to maximize the ceiling that we have placed upon you, that it looks like you could be one of the best players in all of college football. Glenn Schumann, one of the keys to probably having that happen, because all he's done his entire career is develop players into NFL stars and high-round draft picks. And you want to talk about year 3 rule. I mean, you're going to get that a lot this year in Georgia's linebacker room. But then getting a guy like Raylan Wilson to come back, guys at the linebacker position tend to cash in on returning for an extra year or staying at Georgia for another year. So him retaining for that is a huge win.
Not to put too much pressure on Raylan Wilson, but the last really, really talented 5-star linebacker that stuck around for 4 years at that place was a man by the name of Quay Walker. Mm-hmm. And year 4 was quite the boom.
Sure was.
Yes. Do you not put Smile in that category?
Oh, yeah.
Was he a 5-star?
Smile was a 5-star.
Okay.
Paulding County's finest.
Mm-hmm.
That high school tape is nuts. That high school tape is bonkers.
I would say, though, that, he didn't have the boom that Quay Walker did in his final year at Georgia, but I would say that Smiles certainly was playing his best football by the end of his career.
Once he got healthy, for sure.
Yeah,
Yes,
once
absolutely.
all that got cleaned up.
Smile's a small what could have been, I think, honestly. He missed probably 40% of his games from junior and senior year.
Yeah. The back end of his junior year, I think he played with a torn ligament in his foot, didn't he?
Yeah.
Broken bone, I believe it
Something.
was. Something like that.
Something going on in the
Him
hoof.
and Tyrone Ingram-Dawkins had the same foot injury at the end of that season.
Apparently, D2's Wayne State's head coach stepped down today. Might be smoke for Glenn Schumann.
Oh,
Go
great.
Scott Cochran route?
He had a pretty successful year.
No doubt. Until he got into that meat of that Gulf South
Yeah,
conference
didn't
schedule.
have as strong
I
of a
tried
close.
to tell you. I tried to tell you about that Gulf South John thing. You don't know. Nowadays,
I
it's only
don't
4-member schools, but they still are right down there. Still got some good football down there. Yeah, good news. Glenn coming back. We assume.
That's what it's looking like.
It looks that way.
Yeah.
I want to do the best I can to hedge the Brooks Austin curse.
Honest to God, is one of those football coaches that I swore mentally was like, oh, he'll never get smoke. Nobody will ever go on social media and be like, this guy stinks. This year they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had some in the chat.
There's some people doing it now.
Right now. It's crazy. I watched Gunner today.
What'd you think about it? What were your takeaways?
I think next year, what I'm about to talk about is going to be really, really good for us until we establish a dude. The whole idea of like going through full progressions and letting the play itself out is great. It's awesome. But when we have a Zachariah branch, sometimes it's players, not plays. And I think that if you watch that Ole Miss game, there's about, 75 yards and a very pivotal touchdown where if we're just like, hey, the play is being called, but let's make sure we see Zachariah out the entire way, or at least give him every opportunity to be the guy in this play, I think we would have had a lot more success in that football game in particular. And again, we probably can't do this early on next year. This is going to be good for us because we don't know who the dude is next year. I mean, who's the guy?
Right.
But once somebody does establish themselves as hey, in criticals, we got to go here. Let's be players, not plays type of football operation. I think that would help us out a little bit.
So I don't want to cut you off before you get
No,
too far
you're
on.
good. I need you to cut me off on all these.
It sounds like, at least in this game in particular, and maybe a little bit throughout the year, part of the reason why explosives didn't occur or things like that did not take place as much as they could have was because Gunnar Stockton was playing a little bit too much into the system.
Yes. I felt like that most of the turndowns on tape were to Zachariah this year. And that can't happen.
Mm-hmm.
That type
Right.
of stuff. If Zachariah is – if the play's being called and that dude's 20 yards downfield, I would assume it was called because we knew he was going to get open. It's an assumption on my end in
Right.
those things, but why else would you be? You know what I'm saying? He's your best
Right.
player. So I thought that. And it was like that most of the year, I felt like, where, dude, most of those yards left on tape against Alabama that we talked about were to Zachariah.
Yep.
And when you leave yards on tape to dudes like that, it's not just, oh, he could have caught a 20-yard ball. It's like, oh, shit, he could have caught the 20-yard ball and he's got 6 yards of space between him and the next tackler. That might have been 70. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that type of stuff, we don't know what the other end of those potential explosives could be.
Is this something that you worry about maybe is a system issue? Because we've had 3 years now where we talk about quarterbacks that are so dedicated to the process and are so within the, hey, playing on time, playing on schedule, doing all the things right to avoid turnovers. I mean, we also saw this issue with Carson Beck a good bit of, hey, there's some turn downs here, there's some deficiencies in the explosives. Is that a system issue or is that just coincidence?
I could be wrong, but I never thought watching Carson we'd never pulled the trigger. I felt like at times towards the end of his career we were doing it too much.
Yes.
We were putting balls at risk a little bit too much. Early on, maybe?
Yes.
Oh,
Early on, turndowns
you
were a
remember
problem?
going into the 2024 season, what we were saying around here?
Drive the Lambo.
Yeah,
is
we
what I was
need
talking about.
Carson Beck to drive to Lambeau. We need you
Yeah.
to start cutting this thing loose.
Yeah,
And then
that's
it was,
true.
And then we're like,
slow down.
quit cutting it loose.
Quit cutting it loose.
Slow down. Need
We're
to train
losing
loose.
control.
Yeah. So,
Slow down.
But no, I mean, that was just kind of an observation of like, I do vividly remember us having those conversations of like the process, like too
Yeah.
dedicated to the process.
That's a good point. I wonder if there's growth for us left as an athlete, like physically. Is there a way where, and I do think, I know it's possible because I watched a 29-year-old Stetson Bennett physically develop in his year 30.
Dude.
You know what I mean?
It's 2020 Stetson Bennett.
Like, we came back with tight sleeves.
Dude, 2020 Stetson Bennett to 2022 Stetson Bennett are two different people.
Two totally
I
different.
mean, 2017 Stetson Bennett.
But
and
here's
2022
my
Stetson Bennett.
theory on that one. And I think hindsight now, this is probably true. I think Stetson might have been a guy that was enjoying life as a backup quarterback, never thought NFL football was a possibility, and then 2021 happens, and the 2020 offseason's like, hey, I got a shot. I might want to actually try here.
Yep.
And that's why we got some physical development.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think there's been a lack of trying with Gunnar Stockton.
No, there
Oh,
probably
no,
has
no,
not.
no,
The last 4 years, I highly doubt there's been a lack of trying in the weight room for him. So I don't know how much is there left. Is there something left there? You know what I mean?
I do wonder, though, how much of it is needed.
Not a good bit, but we need a step. We need another step. If we can find another step, we turn 3rd and 4s into 3rd and 1s.
Agreed. That's fine. And I think that is absolutely an area of the game. I don't think, I don't think Gunnar Stockton's going to get any quicker or any faster in those regards. Maybe a little bit stronger, maybe, put on 10 pounds of good muscle that make you hard to tackle. But at the same point, like, we kind of want him to just slide anyways.
Now, here's what stuck out to me a little bit more, giving that time to breathe. Because I watched that all 22 afterwards, immediately afterwards. I think I was maybe in the hotel watching that one. And I didn't realize until the hindsight, like we've given it 2 months now, it feels like. It's only been a month and 7 days. But how many times on 3rd and 10 they were just like, all right, the possession's over. 3rd and 10, like, and some of it worked out, right? Like a 3rd and 10 run for Cash Jones converts for a first down.
Yeah, I think it was a 3rd and 5. But
something like that.
Yeah.
But the amount of times on 3rd down where they're like, hey, we're in our own end. We probably should just trust the defense. Let's play for the punt. Year 2, can we trust him a lot more in those situations? This is what I want to see, right? Like, we can't just chop the possession because we weren't good enough on 1st and 2nd down. No, it's year 2 as a starter. It's an automatic passing down. Everybody in the stadium knows we should be throwing the football. Let's convert, you know? And he did do some of this, but I felt like he only did it when the back was against the wall.
Correct. And I think he was only asked to do it when the back was against the wall. Honestly.
And that's what I'm saying. If we can trust him in those situations a lot more, maybe we don't ever get our back against the wall.
It's a great point. I mean,
You know what I mean?
The ones I think back to are obviously the 4th and 6 against Tennessee, the 3rd and long on that last drive against Alabama where they're in their own red zone. He hits a strike over the middle to Zachariah Branch, and he gets pinballed around. The 4th and 8 against Ole Miss in the Sugar Bowl. Like, he had a handful of these moments where it's like, hey, we need you to convert this, and he does it. So you're absolutely right.
Again, why can't we apply that same thought process to a 3rd and long? I think we have to be able to do that, especially because next year the idea of 3rd and 14 or 3rd and 12, a tunnel screen to Zachariah Branch converting into a first down.
Not going to be available probably.
Yeah. I mean, like, I love Zacoby White-Helton as much as the next guy, but some of those holy shit, we just got bailed out plays probably don't happen next year. They're probably a punt. So we got to trust him a little bit more in those situations. How much further can he develop as a touch passer? Like, I know we've talked about it ad nauseum with him, but it still shows up. Like, there's a dig that I thought was a Colby Young drop. And then the more and more I watch it on film, I realize, oh, the nose never comes back down. The nose of that football continues to rise because we've thrown it firm the entire time. When in reality, it has to go up and back down to get over that linebacker's head. If we just throw it firm, it's just going to continue to rise on us like it does. And then Colby goes to jump up and expose his rib cage. We don't have to do that if we can find a way to layer that football. That has to continue to develop. If not, guys, we probably got to eliminate that as the offense. Like, the idea that we're going to be a play-action deep over football team like we've been for 5 years?
Well, yeah.
If we can't layer the football, we need to be firm. We need to be ripping comebacks.
Right.
We need to be ripping goes. Like, we need to do that.
Now, you are right. Like, deep overs, if he cannot develop that, that's out of the question. My question for you would then become, would this not all be mitigated if you just have a wide receiver core that can get behind defensive backs?
100%.
Because I feel
And
like
we protect.
yes, and to fairness, they did that decently last year. Wasn't consistent as much as you like it, but Zachariah Branch was never really asked to, hey, beat the slot nickel and just get vertical, get behind him. That was never Colby Young's bag. That was never really Noah Thomas's bag. There wasn't a wide receiver last year. It was like, all right, hey, we just need you to take the top off and just get behind the defensive backs. You have that this year. Talon Taylor is that. Landon Roldan can be that. You know,
We think C.J. Wiley might be that.
looks like a burner. So you might not ever have to worry about, hey, we need deep overs. Like, and again, I look back to it in 2024, and people, you know, say what you want about that season. Arian Smith was 1,000% this of, you're just going to get behind everyone. I don't have to worry about deep overs. Now, there were drop issues. Yes, there were some things there, but Arian Smith had 1,000 yards of receiving available to him in 2024.
We watched way more Indiana football than I ever expected to watch. That's what happens when you win a national title. But the firm back shoulder RPO game that they have going on, Georgia needs to bring some of that.
Oh, I think it could be Gunner's best attribute.
I'm right there with you.
And
I think that's what he does best.
Uh-huh.
The firm one ball outside the numbers, he's dialed. Absolutely dialed. I think they need to do more of that next year.
Agreed. And I thought we were going to see a lot of that watching the 2024 Sugar Bowl.
Against Notre Dame.
I mean, he hit like 2 or 3 of those to Dylan Bell, and I was like, okay, this is a wrinkle that you haven't really
They
seen
were your only
before.
explosives in that football game.
That and the
Dylan Bell.
and the Cash Jones
Well,
wheel
he
route.
dropped that one, the Cash
Yeah.
Jones.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Like the explosiveness or the explosives were the back shoulders. I mean, which I feel like there were not a lot of this year.
No, I thought we faded away from it. Now, part of that is because 7 weeks in, we lose Colby Young, and now we don't have an X.
and that may not have been something Noah Thomas.
But I
was
bet Elias
great at.
Williams can do.
Oh,
I would
yeah,
imagine
the
he can
Mississippi
get
State
done.
game. it's that.
I would imagine he can get it done. Now, here's my last point, because there are plenty of wow plays when you watch Gunnar Stockton. There, it feels like 3 or 4 every game where you're like, wow, there's only one guy in the world that's going to be willing to do that, to make that play. I need those wow plays to remain. Everybody's going to talk about, hey, we don't need to be dying out there. I think that is who you are. I don't ever want to coach that out of your game. But we need more wow throws. Like we have tons of wow plays. I need more wow throws as a quarterback. That's what we play. So we've got to get better at that. The 4th and 6 London Humphreys ball, great. Wow ball, great ball. How many great balls do we remember from Gunnar Stockton last year? I know there's great plays.
Yes.
I know there's great plays. There's a plethora of those.
The 4th down conversion to Zachariah Branch in the Sugar Bowl was his best ball all year, I think.
And even that ball fluttered.
Go down 3.
Mm-hmm.
That was, in my opinion, one of his best throws. And I don't remember the exact way it happened, but I remember it floated right over DB's head. Zachariah Branch catches. I think it's like a 4th and 9 that they convert on. It's either a deep out or a deep in. I can't remember exactly, but I remember thinking that's one of the first times where he layered the football over a defender. So it's there. It's possible. And again, this one, it wasn't a touchdown, but the Talon Taylor post route
I was about to say that was the next one I thought
against
of.
Alabama
Wasn't caught, but it was on the money.
Yeah.
was a dime.
Strider dot.
The
Attaboy.
The Colby Young touchdown in that game as well, the double move. I mean, it's a layup wide open, but it's a perfect ball. So it's there. The layering of the football is able to be done, but
What's going on here? I'm having audio's reading for me. It's probably a YouTube issue.
Definitely a YouTube issue.
yeah, hang on. I'll
Double
set 'em
check
straight.
that. Sorry, guys. We got to double check this. Yeah, everything sounds fine.
Yeah, just a
refresh your stream.
weird YouTube thing. So just if you're watching on your phone, close it out, hop back into the stream, or if you're watching on your laptop or something, just refresh the page. It should be fine.
Yeah, it's a YouTube thing.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. I mean, I don't know why we're apologizing. It's not on us.
We don't owe you an apology.
Yeah, thank goodness it's not on us.
It's
because
not our
when
fault.
Everybody's saying they lost audio. Your
Yeah,
boy's panicking
go
over
ahead
there.
and send a ticket into YouTube support. See how fast they get back on that one.
Yes.
Yeah, the wow throws. Got to have more of them. Y'all want to do meeting room?
Let's do
I
meeting
like
room.
meeting room.
We got the running back room tonight. Tell me if I'm missing a name on guys who have actually played. Nate, Chauncey, Dwight, and Bo.
That's the 4 I had.
All right, let's start with Nate. I need you to be a maximizer in 2026. I think we got dirty yards, Nate, done. I think we got that box secured. I think freshman year, you were trying to do too much. Sophomore year, we hammered about dirty yards. It's all we talked about all offseason. And by God, you look like a battery ram most of the time you ran the damn football this year. So the dirty yards, we got them. All right. Now we need to be a maximizer. I need you to take all of that foundation that we have gotten and built onto you and get back to doing what made you, what made you a great prospect coming out of high school and an even more promising now college prospect now that we have figured out the dirty yards, now that we don't leave yards on tape. That was the thing we watched about you last year, Nate. Like early on, we'd still turn tape on and be like, whoa, still some yards left out there. I felt like by the end of the year, we didn't have any of that. Mm-hmm. By the end of the year, I did not watch film and say, ooh, probably could have had a crease here. Ooh, probably should have trusted it more with the play design here. Probably would have had it. Nope. I felt like we reached every single threshold of yardage that was made available for us last year towards the end of it. Now, here's what I need to happen. I need you to be an equalizer and a maximizer, right? I need you to, okay, the left guard got beat. Don't worry about it. I'm not one-on-one with the safety. Don't worry about it. I'm about to be because I'm going to take care of your job too. All right. Oh, this crease that wasn't supposed to be here on the front side of the run actually arrived. Bam, 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 bam. I'm in it. I need you to maximize absolutely every single carry that is available this year for you. And on top of that, continue the vibes, baby. Mm-hmm. You are the vibe.
Yes.
Like, you are the vibe around this place. Don't worry about that stuff that might have happened this spring. We love you, baby. And I'm glad you're here. And let's maximize everything we got.
Nate Frazier's 2026 season feels a lot like how you feel when you come in after studying for a big test and you've gone through all the deficiencies that you have and you've addressed all of them and you've worked hard. And now it's time to just put it all out and show the concept of your work. Like, I think it's fair to assume that unless something goes catastrophically wrong, this will be Nate Frazier's last season with Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
So that this is kind of the, hey, it's time to show everything you've learned and show everything you've got and prove that you are the one of the best running backs in the SEC, which he's fully capable of.
Kirby, there's a storm of brewing.
What's that?
And the hay's already in the barn.
Ooh, I like it. So, yeah, that's kind of my thing for Nate Frazier is you've addressed everything that needed to be fixed. And you know, everyone's going to say, oh, stop fumbling. Guys, he went 10 games last year without having to fumble.
Yeah.
10 straight games. Like, the Alabama one was it. And that was a very big one, and everyone puts the loss on him, whatever. He had 10 in a row games of being the running back one because Chauncey Bowens was hurt and did not put the ball on the ground once. Knock on wood, that continues next year, but he addressed that issue. So I think that 2026 Nate Frazier could be a very, very special running back.
Let's bring Chauncey Bowens on into the room. Now, I cover this football team. We report on this football team really, really well. I know he was hurt at some point.
Yeah. There was the injury, and then it was –
but
we don't know.
That's my point with here, okay? Now, if I were your actual coach, I'd know the answers to this. But as an analyst and speaking on behalf of the fan base listening today, I don't know whether or not you were hurt. I don't know whether or not you weren't available. Whatever it is, I need you to be able to be consistently used next year because, my godson, are you good. Every time you touch it and continually, like, build throughout football games, if I give you 14 totes, I feel like you got 85 yards. I just feel that about you. Now, whether or not I can give you 14 totes every single week, that's what I got to figure out as an analyst, and I need some type of answer on that in 2026. Whatever caused us to not be available every single week, we got to figure that out.
I think and this is pure speculation, I think it was a combination of injuries combined with the fact that Nate Frazier was the hot hand. Because Chauncey Bowens had a fantastic game.
But he wasn't.
Well,
Chauncey was the hot hand until he just wasn't available.
Well,
exactly, and that's my point. Chauncey was Chauncey had a 70-yard rushing game against Florida, a fantastic outing, and then was unavailable next week. Nate Frazier goes for 181, and then next week it's Texas, and it was kind of just like, hey, Nate Frazier's killing it right now. We're going to kind of ride him.
My only pushback there is there was some weird Josh McCray usage late in the season, like some. Oh, he was the second back off the bench. Mm-hmm. Like, that was the second running back we put in the game. This isn't me hating on Josh McCray, but Josh McCray obviously was a very special utilized package guy. Like, this is going to be our short yardage, our goal line type of guy, and he was fantastic at it. He was a great addition to the running back room. But there were some weird moments where it's like, clearly, like, if Chauncey Bowens was healthier in the game, that probably looks a little bit different. But
yes.
Nate Frazier needed a breather. Josh McCray was in, so it didn't look that way. That'd be my only pushback of, like, to me, there was just clearly something going on of, like, don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting. That was kind of the way I viewed it, as it's unfortunate timing for Chauncey Bowens to miss a game, and then Nate Frazier has the best game of his career.
I feel like we didn't get a touch in the SEC championship game until the game was over in the fourth quarter, and then we break one and almost break our ass.
Yeah,
bone.
Then we did.
And then we get hurt.
Maybe think of the gunner. Think of Gunner from that moment.
God, that's so
where
funny.
He got pissed that Chauncey couldn't get off the field.
Have you not seen this?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Where he's like, we're trying to milk the clock, and Chauncey's laying on the ground. He's like, get up! What are you doing? Come on, Chauncey.
That's the most irritated I've seen Gunner stop.
Gosh dang it!
Apparently, he punches his teammates.
He gave a firm
in the helmet.
A firm smacking to Lawson Lucky.
Have you seen that video?
I've heard Lawson talking about it.
He full on smacks him in the helmet. Like, it's
love
like,
it.
holy shit. God, I love Gunner.
Yeah, like I'm watching that Ole Miss game last night, And you're running duo bounce with Josh McCray.
Yeah, it's just
I'm
weird
like-
things like that.
Yeah. And Bowens was available.
Probably the Bowens touch right there.
Well, I think that's also tendency breaking, maybe. But
It's an odd,
And look,
peculiar time in the football game. with tendency
I
breaking.
agree.
I know that Chad's bringing up like some criticism for the play calling the situations, but like again, what we don't know is like that might have been best available. Like Josh McCray might have been best available for that situation.
Again, don't know why.
We don't know.
Don't know what's going on with the consistent usage. I would like there to be some next year, whatever it is. It has. I feel like it has to happen. I feel like if Chauncey Bowens isn't a consistent 2 next year, we're Dante Dowdle.
Hopefully.
Dwight Phillips, nice and quick here, son. Just get bigger. Just get bigger. And more dependable.
That's
More
also a very weird one.
Yeah, because, I mean, again, y'all are privy to a lot more conversations than you were 2 years ago. But they couldn't stop talking about that MFer.
No.
they
They
couldn't.
could not stop talking
and-
about that dude.
Not only that, he was a very big part of the offense the first 4 games of the year. Like, oh, this is the guy, if we need an explosive, we're going to go to him. And then he was on a milk carton for the last half of the season.
And I think that something that, at least from my perspective of what Dwight will need to get better at if he's going to become a guy that is consistently used in the running back room is we got world-class speed, and it shows up on tape, and it's one of the best things. It's your best attribute. But I think that also creates a propensity to bounce everything. And, like, we're going to try and beat everybody to the edge. And when you get into conference play and you're not playing against Austin Peay or the likes of those teams, you can't bounce everything. Sometimes you got to just hit it where it's supposed to and hope and pray that you can break through the crease.
Dirty yards, Dwight. That's what we need.
Dirty yards, Dwight. Bo Walker.
They moved him to running back?
They brought him back from Boulder?
Oh, shit.
Bo Walker, got to max out our explosive ceiling, okay? We haven't seen much from you. I know that if we get into open field, though, I think we're getting caught pretty quickly. And the thing I know about you is that we're going to get there, though. I very much so think you're Dejon Edwards.
That's a good comp.
And I need to be explosively broken out of that comp. That's what I need. I need you to run so explosively that I stop saying you are 6 yards in a cloud of dust. And I don't mean to say that demeaningly, okay? Because I don't know about you guys, but I'd take 15 for 90 guaranteed every single day.
6 yards in a cloud.
I will take it. I will take it. But we live in a world of explosivity. Like, that's what they're seeking. Every football coach in America is seeking explosivity. So if we can't find that, we got to find it is what I'm trying to say. We got to find that.
He runs angrier than Dejon Edwards. That's the only difference I would say in those two. But you are right. His ability to find 5 and 6 yards wherever is very
I didn't feel like Dejon ever needed to run angrily, though, because you weren't ever going to angrily hit him.
No.
Yeah.
Like, that dude slipped tackles better than most.
I think there's a question that we need to be asking all these running backs. I think
What's that?
we could just bring them all in the room and
What's
we can
that?
ask them, who wants to catch the ball?
It's a great question.
That's a role that needs to be filled this year because Cass Jones is no longer on the roster. So when it's 3rd and long and we need a receiving back, we're not rolling out Cass Jones this year. So somebody's got to develop or insert themselves into that role. Not sure who that will be this year.
It's a great point. I want to do a draft.
Let's draft.
I want to do a draft.
It is draft season.
It's draft
Officially.
season. Here's how we're going to do this today. We're going to rock, paper, scissors for the number 1 overall draft pick. Or do you guys just want to give it to your boss?
You can have it. I don't know how a 3-way rock, paper, scissors.
You know what? I think I'm better at this than you guys. I'll let y'all decide who's going first. I'll go second.
Oh, okay.
No, you know what? Screw it. I'll go third.
Oh, all right. You want
We're
the last
drafting
pick?
players from
Is
the
this snake
2026
draft?
commitment class. And we're going to take 4 players apiece. And whoever has the most that actually play next year wins. So we're not going to actually have a winner of this until next January. But we're going to have a winner.
Okay.
So
you're-
rock,
is
paper,
this a
scissors,
snake
who's going
draft?
first? No. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Start over.
All right.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
All right. Kirby goes first.
Cool.
Rock always wins.
Do I take value or do I take? Yeah, I'll take Valenson.
All right, you're taking Valdon Sohn. Hey, by the way, where's our sound effect?
Oh. Dun 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 dun. Who is your selection?
With the first pick, I select Valdon Sohn. defensive lineman.
Okay.
I like that pick. Hold on. I got to readjust my board here. He was number 1 on my board. Was he number 1 on your board?
Yeah.
Ooh, it's
I
a
figured
great value pick
yeah.
there.
I figured I had to get the value
Great
pick.
value pick there. Jonathan Williams up on the clock next.
I think I'm going to – gosh, this is tough already. I think I'm going to go with my own intuition here. You know, this could be either big boom or big bust right here, all right? But with the second overall pick in this draft, I think I got to go with my gut in this situation. You want to talk about players that you got to play. I'm going to go with Ekene Ogboko.
Ooh.
Good pick.
I think it's a reach. He was number 6 on my board.
High risk, high reward.
Number
though.
6 on my board. Hey, number 2 on my board. Give me the sound effect, Jonathan.
Dun 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 dun.
Craig Dandridge. Come on down to Team Brooksy.
Lot of-
I think Craig Dandridge might be my man sitting right to your left that I'm drawing a blank on right
Devontae
there.
Smith.
I think he might be Devontae Smith.
It's a lot of mouths to feed in that wide
And that's why
receiver
I'm
room
like,
this
I
year.
wanted to
Hey,
go there.
But y'all saw how quickly we got Taylor on the field. Might be a lot of mouths to feed.
You're right. You're
but
right.
This
That's
is
a
true.
dude right
Look,
there.
hey, look.
That's a dude right there.
It could happen.
Man,
All right,
that's
so
a
I-
steal.
I get up next.
That's how drafting works.
Just setting the scene. Good Lord.
A little spicy in the draft room right now.
Hey, it's competitive, dog.
All right.
I'm going to take someone that I think has a pretty good avenue to starting or getting meaningful minutes. It's a position that we have some questions about. With my second pick,
Don't you do it.
I'm taking my guy,
No!
Zyke Helton.
No! It's great value right there. Pick 5. Pick
Yeah.
4.
Pick 4, yeah.
Pick 4. Yep. I mean, my 3 off the board right there. Boom, boom, boom.
All right. Now I'm going to go with a pick that feels pretty safe. I think this is great value, too, right here in the second round, in my opinion.
Well, it's only available because you drafted out of order. But go ahead.
How did I
I mean, you reached, brother. You reached.
Dude, if it's a reach to say that a top 100 player in the country that you
Oh.
would suspect.
Ranking slave.
No.
Ranking slave. Jonathan Williams.
Ekene Ogboko should be a player you expect to be on the field this year. I don't care. Like, Georgia rotates offensive linemen. It's not crazy to say that Ogboko is going to be rotating in the offensive line this year.
You're right.
I think that should be an expectation.
Go ahead and
for
take
someone
the
like
man
that.
off the board. I know who you're going with.
This is a player I've loved since, like, the junior tape. with
I
Georgia.
know exactly who you're going with. Go ahead and rip him off my board.
Ryan
Jonathan.
Mosley.
Yeah, Ryan Mosley.
Ryan Mosley.
Dang it. He's a my guy.
I think that he might be
guy.
the most ready football player out of this class. Like,
You
he
know
was
what?
super high floor.
You know what I love most about Ryan Mosley? No nonsense guy.
Yeah.
If Ryan Mosley gets a single personal foul in the career that he has at the University of Georgia, I will give $1,000 to your favorite charity, Jonathan Williams.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
Ooh. What's your favorite charity, Joe?
I don't know. I'd have to do some research. I want to make sure I pick the right one.
I'm up. Need some twitch on that defensive line.
Do.
You know, got some opportunity to play at this position. I like Pierre Dean.
Ah,
Give me Pierre Dean. I'm going
It's a
to take
good
Pierre
pick.
Dean. I got Craig Dandridge and Pierre Dean. I got a daggum squad going on right now.
I was eyeing that one.
I bet you were. He's mine.
All right. The defensive back room is one that there's been a lot of questions. Now, they went and got a lot of transfer portal additions to fill those voids and answer those questions. This one might be a little bit of a long shot, but I do think this player is a fantastic athlete and was highly recruited to play the safety position.
Oh?
Give me Tyreek Green
Ah!
as my third overall pick.
Man, it's a good shout right there. That's a Kirby Smart guy.
Yeah,
Special teams do not count, by the way.
that's fair.
Got to play a position
Couldn't pick
on
a long
offense or
snapper?
defense. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not Haran Zakat in this thing.
Whoa. That's number one. That was the most read recruiting day article, mind you.
Banger.
One of the most popular players already in this recruiting class.
I love that.
Don't you dare
I love that for
disrespect
you,
it.
Jonathan.
All right, for this pick, are we doing 3? How many rounds are we doing? 4?
Yeah, we're picking 12 players, so we got 4 rounds.
Okay. All right. So for this next one, I'm going to go with a player that has already been with the football team for a while. There's already some early inklings about this guy. Super polished football player. I know the room is super crowded, but these guys tend to just find their way onto the field. I'm going to go Lincoln Keys.
Whoa!
I'm going to go Lincoln Keys.
It's not a bad one.
I know there's a lot of mouths to feed there. There's a lot of guys that have to play. But when it comes to the tight end room, if you're ready to play, they put you out there. They test the waters with you.
Which is why I'm going to take Caden Prothrow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Look, I'm questioning on like what's the position going to
Right.
be.
And that's why I didn't pick him.
But, dude.
He's a dude. He's certainly a dude.
So maybe we just play a dude ball snap.
that gets you on the field sometimes.
Just like, hey, go empty, put a dude out there.
Yeah. I
Caden
just felt like
Prothrow. It's a dude selection for me.
Like
Craig Dangerous, Pierre Dean, Caden Prothrow. I got 3 top 100 players.
ranking slave.
Oh!
Did it to yourself.
Callback.
Dude, you walked in that. Like,
Nice.
that was even 5 minutes ago.
Nice.
All right, so this is my final pick, right?
It is.
Oof. A lot of really good names have been taken off the board now.
Man, so much value here, brother.
There is a lot of value here. This could end up being one of my best picks. It could also end up being one of my more forgettable picks. I'm going to go with a position that if you're a dude and if you can contribute, there are players that have already kind of locked up these positions, it seems like. But give me Kamari Brooks for my 4th overall pick.
I wanted to. There's
It's
so
a
many
thick
young
room,
players.
dude.
It's a very
Isaiah
thick
Gibson,
room.
Darren Nick, and
Yeah.
Nodbun got to get some
Chase
burn.
Linton.
Chase Linton.
There's just so many guys there that's like they need snaps.
He's probably
a thick
listening
room.
right now. I hope he does. I hope he plays.
I mean, you want to talk again like a guy that could just be he's ready to play. Kamari Brooks is that. I mean, he's a ready to play type of
It's a
football
great
player.
name, too.
Yeah, it is. So, congratulations. I have completed my draft. I feel really good about that, by the way.
Write your 4 down on a piece of paper and let's put it somewhere on your desk. Let's make sure we don't lose it. What do you got for me, Jonathan? Man, I got 5 names left on my board over here. I'm gonna get somebody I wanted.
Man, there's 2 names that I'm kind of boiling down to right now, and I'm gonna go with this player. I'm gonna take this one because I know that the starting rotation pretty much locked up. I know that they took some stabs out of the portal. Maybe they could find some players to
here he
move over
goes.
there. I'm gonna go Caden Harris.
Oh!
I'm gonna go Caden Harris.
I thought you were going Zach Fort.
I almost did go. That was the 2 I was boiling it down to. It was either going to be Zach Fort or it was going to be Caden Harris. And I know that Ellis Robinson and DeMello Jones are going to be your 2 starting cornerbacks this year. But, there's always a third guy that lingers around. Maybe Caden Harris is that. I don't know. But that's a tough one to pick. Zach Fort's also a great pick. Oh, I consider Tyreek Jemison, chat. Come on. That was the introduction around
So
you.
I got 4 players left in contention here for my final pick. Jay Lamar, Zach Fort, Graham Houston,
Ooh, sleeper.
Ooh,
sleeper, deep
Sleeper.
sleeper there,
beautiful football player.
and Jordan Smith.
yeah.
What scares me about Jordan Smith is the idea that I was led to believe that he's going to be playing corner when he first gets there.
Yeah,
That's
we
a
don't really-
deep room to be
Yeah,
climbing
Versatility,
up right now.
though.
I know.
Could play both.
You don't cross-train freshman
No, you
year.
really don't.
You really don't. I think I'm going to go Graham Houston.
Okay.
And here's why. I think they're thin at guard right now. I think they're really thin. I think Graham Houston's got to be better than maybe 1 or 2 people before he's an injury away from getting burned. Give me Graham Houston.
All right.
My final 4, Craig Dangerich, Pierre Dean, Caden Prothrow. Rare 3rd-round draft pick right there. Crazy. And Graham Houston.
I've got Valdon Sohn, Zyke Helton, Tyreek Green, and Kamari Brooks.
I got Ekene Ogboko, Ryan Mosley, Lincoln Keys, and Caden Harris.
I really like my team.
I really like my team.
I'm glad you really like your team. I like mine more.
All right. That is that. What else we got,
So
boys?
how are we measuring success for this? Are we just like whoever?
Count your winners at the end of the year. Basically, are they a real player, not a spot player? Like Zayden Walker wouldn't have counted last year. But
Okay.
Donnie Glover, Juan Gaston, Elijah Griffin would.
Okay. What
Ethan
about
Barber would have counted.
what about a guy
Elias
like,
Williams would have counted.
what if I had drafted Talon Taylor last year?
Would have counted.
So, yeah, I would have counted.
Would have counted.
Okay.
If you drafted one of those 7 players we talked about last night, I think we just rattled through all of them.
Gotcha.
You count.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. And we'll split hairs with a player like Zayden Walker. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If one of your players is a spot player and you've got 2 guarantees, I've got 2 guarantees, and you got a spot player, you win.
All right.
Okay.
Fitzpatrick is coming off a knee injury, correct?
He is.
So
I thought about that one too, but it was pretty gnarly too.
yeah, it was late in the season too. Wasn't it?
Playoff
So
knee injury.
unfortunately.
Playing offense.
Gonna be rehabbing an injury, so that's gonna kind of delay our timeline there a little bit. But good. I mean, pedigree, everything checks a lot of boxes.
You guys weren't with me when I went to IMG, were you?
No.
Austin Mixon was with me, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Correct.
University of Georgia employee nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? Shout out to Glory.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of Glory, some glorious trivia tonight, don't you?
Ooh, we
you got
do.
some good
we
stuff
can
for
do,
you.
We can do either trivia or we can talk about questions that we have for future opponents on the 2026 schedule.
I want trivia first.
All right, we'll do trivia first. I have constructed 5 trivia questions for you two to answer, and they all pertain to last season. So there's no, Brooks, don't worry, there's no
I was about to say.
2010.
I'm about to get waxed.
No, don't worry. I wanted to make this very specific. There is some you might have to call back to from the last few seasons, but for the most part, it is very, very recent trivia.
All right.
Starting with number 1. There were 4 players to complete a pass for Georgia in 2025. Name those 4.
Gunner and Ryan. Montgomery didn't have a completion. Or did he?
If he did get a completion, it would have been against Charlotte, I think.
I'm going to say no.
I don't think he did either.
All right, so Gunner and Ryan. Dylan had a pass completion. And wasn't there an offensive lineman on a trick play?
Wasn't a pass. Does that count as a pass?
That was Bobo last year.
Ooh, it is one of those. Cash attempted one, I know that, but it was not completed. Of the one that I can remember. Maybe he had another that I'm not recalling right now, though.
Let me know when you guys are ready for the answer. Oh, don't cheat.
Oh! I know who
All
it
right,
is now. It
all right,
was
we're-
a trick play.
We're done. The
Landon
answer.
Rolden.
Oh, so was it the punt?
Landon rolled
Oh,
on the
that's
fake
right.
punt.
He had the glove off. He had the glove off.
glove.
And Ryan Montgomery was 1 for 1 this season.
Wow!
So the 4 players to complete a pass were Landon Rolden, Gunnar Stockton, Ryan Puglisi, and Ryan Montgomery. So no one got that one right.
Damn, chat. Shout out to chat. Big dubs in the chat for
Dylan
chat.
Bell was 0 for 2 on pass attempts this year. They tried to do the end around Philly special type play twice, and neither of them worked. You had to throw them away both times. I believe they tried it against Auburn, and they tried it against
Sugar Bowl miss. I watched it last night.
Ole Miss. Next question. Chauncey Bowens was Georgia's leading rusher in 3 games this season. Name all 3.
Florida.
Alabama, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
The third one would have.
Tomato can.
Early in the year, maybe?
It wasn't Auburn, was it?
It was not Auburn. He was injured for the Auburn.
Yeah. He didn't
Or
play.
he suffered his injury.
Okay. No, it wasn't Mississippi State.
I will give you a hint. It was not a group of 5 team.
Okay, so this would have been a conference opponent?
Marshall?
It may have been one of those early teams. Wouldn't be surprised.
It was Marshall.
Is that your final answer?
Marshall's the only other game that I could probably think of. Or Austin Peay, one of those two.
The answer, Alabama, Florida, and Kentucky.
Oh, that's right. That makes sense because that was a game where Nate Frazier was still the number 2 back, considering we're coming off the Alabama game. Chauncey Bowens was RB1. Should have got that one. Dang.
Correct. All right. This one might be a little tough for you, Brooks. It requires you to dig in the bag a little bit. Georgia's 16-9 victory over Georgia Tech was the least amount of points the Bulldogs had scored against the Yellow Jackets since when?
Let me go down the list.
I'm going to say 2012.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't want to say it's
a bad
pretty
guess.
Porous guess.
2012, they beat the shit out of
That was
Georgia.
record-setting
That
offense.
was Alec Ogletree's throwing people around.
Yeah, you're right.
That was Aaron Murray's dialed-in
Yeah,
year.
you're right. Let's go like 08.
It's got to
No, 08 was a great team too. I don't know.
08 was the year they blew the.
Yeah, I'm not the guy to be asking this.
Okay, it's got to be one of the down years. So that immediately makes me think of 2015, but there was more points scored in that game.
If we really wanted to hammer home the fact that Brooks Austin is not a Georgia Bulldogs football fan, we would do this every single night. Because I don't know none of this
I feel like
shit.
it's pretty far back, if I'm being honest. I want to say it's probably going to be somewhere in like 2000s era.
Not that far back.
Not that far back? Oh, jeez.
2011.
Incorrect. Okay, will you give up?
Yeah, the only times I can really think of is like maybe the early 2010s.
2015, Georgia
went with my
defeated
gut.
Georgia Tech 13-7. It was subsequently the game that got Mark Richt fired, unfortunately.
I should have went with my gut.
Offense was just non-existent the entire game. Malcolm Parrish had an interception late to seal the deal. Was a very quiet and whimper for the Mark Richt era. Moving on. Nate Frazier's 100 rushing yards against Mississippi State was the most by any UGA running back since when? And I'll give you a hint. Brooks, you were covering the team when this happened. So it's within the last 7 seasons.
Ooh.
I feel like Kendall Milton had a big one.
Oh, yeah, he did.
I feel like Kendall went for like 120 against somebody.
Yes, you're right. You're exactly right. He had a big run against Ole Miss in 2023.
Wasn't Auburn at home, was it?
Oh, I don't think no, because
Wasn't Tennessee at home his freshman year, was it? Or did he just have one big play in that one that I'm remembering? Is it Kendall Milton?
It is not Kendall Milton.
All right.
It's a rather big name.
Okay. I don't remember. He didn't get over that threshold in that game.
Which game are you thinking?
James Cook. I know he had the big breaker against Alabama in the Natty. I mean, that sucker went for like 50 yards.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Kenny McIntosh versus Ohio State, is it?
It is not Kenny McIntosh versus
not a bad
Ohio
guess.
State. That's a really good guess, though.
Dang turf monster.
So it is Kenny McIntosh.
No.
No?
It's not Kenny McIntosh. Is it James Cook?
It is not James Cook.
It's not all the way back to Swift, is it? Swift,
Is
Kentucky,
that far back?
161.
DeAndre Swift in 2019 against the Kentucky Wildcats, he rushed for 179 yards in an absolute monsoon.
Nate's was in most since then.
I was on my honeymoon during that game.
That was one of the ugliest games I had ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that one was a pretty dreary.
I mean, neither quarterback. I think that was Lynn Bowden was the quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Neither team could throw the ball more than 10 yards down the field. It was just pouring rain the entire time.
Boo Birds came out.
It
Yeah.
was a Jordan Davis masterclass.
Yeah, it was.
He was ragdolling people.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Man.
the you know what? Screw it. Just give it to DeAndre Swift. I think Georgia ended up winning that game 21-0. So
Yes, they did.
very poor showing. But yeah, those are the trivia questions that I
Looking back, probably shouldn't have been watching that one on my phone during a candlelight dinner on the beach.
Yeah, you probably could have skipped that one. That was not worth it.
Yeah. Sorry, honey, if you're listening right now. I'm a different man. I'm a different man than I was at that point in my life.
It's all right.
I think it was on bottle number 3 of the champagne, too. It was an all-inclusive.
That's about what it takes to willingly sit through that one instead of it's just that,
Honey, they're booing Jake Fromm. You don't understand. I have to watch.
of all games to be distracted from a candlelight dinner with your wife on your
Yeah, did you
honeymoon.
pick the-
It's like one of the worst ones.
One of the worst Georgia football games in history. For everyone in attendance, for everyone there.
What's even crazier is we got married the week before during South Carolina.
just bad
those were trying times in the Georgia football fan of the we just lost to South Carolina. Now we can't score more than 7 points against Kentucky in the first half. What's going on?
Boo him. Boo him right out of the stadium.
I sympathize with Jake Fromm because it wasn't all his fault, but boy, there were some really poor performances from the offense that season.
I think DeAndre Swift had a pretty cool hurdle in that game, too.
It
was Notre Dame and Kentucky.
I
Right?
vaguely remember that. I just remember him breaking
got
off
somebody.
like 3 long runs in that game. And be
Yeah.
like, okay, we'll win this game, thank God. But other than that, I try to block that one out of my mind a good bit. I remember it was raining so much, Kentucky's jerseys looked gray. Like that's how wet they were.
Lynn Dowdle.
Or Lynn Bowden, I
Bowden?
think. Yeah.
What a name.
Drafted by the Raiders. God, dude, this organization.
It could have been worse than Geno.
Don't
Should have just put him back there.
Don't get me started.
How about Geno nerding out on Twitter during the Super Bowl? Did y'all see that?
I did not see that.
Buddy, he's out here laying it down.
I'm not following him.
I'm good. Y'all good?
I think we are.
Tomorrow, what do you want to watch?
Well, I can't come in the morning.
That's right. You told me that.
Got a doctor's appointment.
All right. Tomorrow afternoon, I'll see you for Gentry Williams.
I'll just come in whenever I'm done.
I mean, we can talk about that. I was just trying to tease for the audience that we'll be watching Georgia film tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. We'll do that for you guys tomorrow. Also, we'll be releasing a Cam Coleman film study.
Ooh.
We didn't talk about that today. Kind of a jump ball merchant. Very curious to see if he could actually run routes.
Yeah, now, if there was ever a jump ball merchant you wanted to have on the
Oh,
Texas,
dude,
like
he's elite at it.
Oh, yeah.
He's the best of the best at it. And we'll end with this. Kirby, you've watched a lot of football in your life. If a wide receiver is the one initiating contact at the top of the route, that's a problem.
typically, yes.
It's almost every snap. I mean, he running a 15 back to 12 comeback at the top of the route, just pushing the shit off the corner every time. Even if the corner's in cushion, he'll run up into his cushion, push him, and then instead of breaking the route off. It's the weirdest thing in the world. You'll see it tomorrow here on the network. He's a great football player. He's got some room to work as well. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out. I love you. Bye.